The Ballgame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabillys, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. Ballgame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
It drives me insane. I can't do it.
You got 5 minutes before you go.
know him.
John's a great guy. From Wildcat Stadium on the campus of Bethel University in McKenzie, Tennessee. Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave McCulley. Good to have Craig Lund back with us. Jeremy McCulley, my son, filled in last week, did a great job. And Craig, great to have you back. I know you've been out in Oklahoma. Two really good football teams will square off here. The 12th-ranked Bethel Wildcats, 5-1, 1-1 in conference play. This is a non-conference game. They step out today, and they play Roosevelt University, the Lakers out of Chicago, Illinois. There's a connection between Mike and the coach there. And this ball club, 4-2. But, Craig, they're coming off. They're 2-0 in their league, and that's, of course, the Midwest League of the Mid-States Conference. And that conference has St. X, St. Francis, Illinois, who they beat last week, and St. Francis, Illinois was 17th in the country. This is formerly Robert Morris University. They merged three schools, integrated those schools together, and came up with Roosevelt University out of Chicago. And they come to town today, and it should be a good ball game. They're receiving votes, and, Craig, you come back for a doozy. And the Cats trying to bounce back from a disappointing loss to Georgetown last week, and it was the Tigers. They got off the bus, felt good about themselves, and they felt even better when they got back on the bus going back to Georgetown. Cats did not play well at times, had some really good moments, but lost the ball game. And sort of I wouldn't say a shocker, but a stunner to some degree.
Well, when they come into your own place and beat you, that's one thing. And Bethel was ranked number 6 last week. Dave, I listened to you and kind of watched a little bit as much as I could going down the highway, and special teams really was the dagger. It really hurt the Wildcats last week against a good Georgetown football team.
No doubt about it. It's wrap day. There's some activities going on here at halftime. We'll tell you more about that as the broadcast progresses. It's also Coaches to Cure MD Day today, as the Cats will wear some, they'll wear some patches on their uniforms, and we'll talk about MD and the calls that there as well. The 12th-ranked Cats look to rebound after that loss. Roosevelt coming in today. Game time here at noon, about 28 minutes away. Bethel will be attempting to win the 200th game in program history, and this, of course, delayed last week. We hope to have that in the Hall of Fame kind of things down the road as well, but that wasn't to be. But these teams have never met. We do not know a ton about Roosevelt, but we do know that to beat the 17th ranked team in the nation, they did it with 1:12 left in the game. So dramatically, they've got to come in feeling really good about themselves today.
Absolutely, and the other part of that is they have to be a pretty good football team, because my understanding is next year they're jumping to NCAA Division II.
They are.
So you can't just make a move from NAIA to Division II without having some quality athletes who can go on the football field and perform and really bring a good ball game to the Wildcats today.
Bethel's inability to stop the run last week was profound. Bethel went into the game last week averaging only yielding 75 yards run defense per game. They gave up 247, and Mr. Dean in the game, he had 180 to 247. Our statistician Derek Hubble reminding me that. The lovely Claire Craddock down there with him as well. We have Worthy Road Studios. We'll talk about Paul and his group here in a minute. Tom Yarborough, 100.9 WEIO, but getting back to that run game, and that really stunned me. Bethel has been so solid against the run, but was not the case last week.
Yeah, last week Georgetown able to really capitalize on some holes, opening up off the left side of the line, if I remember correctly, and really getting big chunk yardage. The other part of that too, Dave, great field position for Georgetown last week too on the kickoffs and things. They were able to, special teams able to get it on plus side of the field, and that really helped the offensive play calling for the Georgetown side of the field.
Makes it a lot easier for an offensive coordinator, doesn't it?
It sure does.
But the Cats come in today averaging 47.5 points per game. That dropped them, I should say, down to 5th in the nation. Meanwhile, it is yielding just 16.3, the Cats. The Lakers, 26.5 on the offensive side, 22.3 on the defensive side. Today's game being brought to you by WEIO 100.9 and thefarmradio.com and Worthy Road Studios in the Ball Game Blitz. Paul Schultze, Christopher Reasons, Ashley Janda, Billy Bolin, all the gang here on that side, and Tom Yarborough back in the studios nearby Huntington, Tennessee at WEIO. When we come back, we'll tell you more. We'll break it down about Jared Williamson's team, the former Robert Morris University, now Roosevelt University, and the Cats coming in. Mike Jasper in his 5th year at 31-16. We'll come back with more in the countdown to kickoff. And right now we're 26 minutes away on the Bethel Football Network. Good opening. Today, and we're going to honor those folks the rest of the year. I haven't been there to eat yet, but I know Craig Lund has. And the folks at Hometown Hangout want you to come by for dinner today. They open at 4:30, and wear your Bethel gear and you get 10% off. No, Craig, that doesn't mean if you wear a purple shirt and a purple pair of pants you get 20% off. It's just 10% off. The game today is being televised and presented on WEIO 100.9 and Worthy Road Studios, courtesy of the Hometown Hangout Press Box. And I know you've been by there to eat, I bet, haven't you?
I have several times. And, of course, today Drew and his dad Tim brought the food to feed the press box. I'm going to tell you what, spot on queso, chicken, beef, and chips, nachos.
I saw you and Derek Couple down there digging in. And Josh Key, our public, he may not even be able to announce today. That looked delicious. I'll have to get down there at halftime and get some of that again. But again, this is the Hometown Hangout Press Box today. Worthy Road Studios reminds you that any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of the ballgame blitz and this ballgame today without the written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. Paul Schultze, Christopher Reasons, Ashley Janda, Billy Bolden, and Ashley's a lot better looking than all those guys I just mentioned, I might add. The Cats coming in 5-1, 1-1 in conference play. This is a non-conference game. Craig, if you look at the numbers, you would think all Bethel here. Bethel comes in 160 yards a game on the ground, 275 in the air, 436. Meanwhile, not really bad numbers for Roosevelt. 142.7 on the ground, 197 in the air, 339.8. They've only scored 13 rushing touchdowns and 9 passing, and they played 6 games. Bethel's played 6. How about this? Bethel has 33 offensive touchdowns and 4 defensive touchdowns. Red zone, I always look at that. Bethel is 28 of 33 with 23 touchdowns of that 28 scoring. Meanwhile, in the red zone for the kids from Chicago, not bad, 19 of 24. Defensively, they've been really sound. They picked off 10 passes this season. Yeah.
Kalaza's going to be spot on, and his receiver's going to have to, when the ball hits his hand, they're going to have to catch it. Can't get any Oskies off the tip drill. But I'm really surprised that their scoring output being 4-2, 6-2-0 in region play, in conference play. Makes me want to think they try to run the football first and try to keep games low scoring if they can.
Well, averaging 26. If the game gets up in the mid to high 30s or 40s, Bethel wins. If the Bethel doesn't score probably more than 28 to 30, they might lose this game.
Very well could have, but I'll tell you what, Dave, we were watching Roosevelt in warm-ups, and I'm going to point out two people. Number 70, Nathaniel Kingman, 6'4", 343 right tackle, and number 71, 6'2", 313 is a left tackle. Some big old bobs, as I like to say, big old boys on that offensive line for Roosevelt.
If I'd known that Paul and the gang, Christopher, was going to have us so close on the camera, I'd worn my makeup today.
I've got some family watching us.
After last night's high school game down in Memphis, and someone said, I probably need to start wearing makeup. Carson Butke is the quarterback, Santa Rosa Junior College. He's a really good one, 70 of 124, 56%, 164 yards per game, 8 touchdowns, but he's been prone to make mistakes, 6 interceptions on his own right.
6'1", 203 pounds. So, with a big defensive lineman Bethel has with the linebackers, going to have a problem probably seeing over those, trying to take some shots downfield. So the defensive backs really going to have to play solid football on the back end and not let anybody get behind us so they can't hit the long ball.
You watched the game last week and listened to us, and I appreciate that while you were visiting family out in Oklahoma. But I will tell you, Collazo, we bragged on him all year about making good decisions. Someone said, well, that's a bad play on that interception. Yes, it was. But the bottom line is Collazo was running for his life. I thought Georgetown's D-line flat whipped our offensive line, and I like those guys, and nothing personal there, but we just got beaten. I think the films would show that. Collazo, though, 85 of 124, 68%, almost 1,350 yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, longest 68 on the year as far as the touchdown pass, but he was really running at times last week. He was effective when he ran, but we don't want him running the ball a lot.
No, you don't want him. You want him to sit up, be able to throw that football. You want to create a good pocket for him. If he needs to step up in the pocket, let him. But his receivers on the back end have to make some plays for him, come back to him if he's having some trouble, and you want him to square his shoulders up and be able to throw a good football and not throw off balance if he can.
We had heard rumors, but now it is confirmed this morning that Bethel's leading tackler, Brian Hughes, will not play today. I don't know if it's a disciplinary kind of situation or not, but he will not play. He came in today, 6'2", 195 from Richmond Hill, Georgia, Kentucky Christian University. And you look at the starting lineups, Hughes, the outstanding linebacker we mentioned, and that will mean that other people will have to pick up the slack. You look at Darian Burns at the linebacker spot, Darian Lewis there, Brody Franks, third leading tackler, Hughes the rover. I would think that Kamari Lewis would be the starter there today instead of Hughes.
Yeah, and J.D. Dixon's out today too as well, and that's a big one as well, Dave.
He's got some injuries. I'll tell you too, I don't know if you were watching, first pass he caught last week, and he was remarkable. He had 106 catches, 101 yards. I nominated him for Player of the Week. He did not win it, but he got hit down at about the 30, and boy, he was slow getting up. And you could tell that groin area that he's been fighting some issues there. It really, really stung him. He came back into his credit and tried to play, but with 2 of your big guns, your leading receiver. As a matter of fact, Bethel's all-time leading receiver only as a sophomore in passing yards and receptions. And you look at he and Hughes being out. That's big holes to plug today.
It is, but Coach Jasper and his off Jay Bright, they have players on the sideline, next man up mentality. They're going to step in, fill in those gaps, and just play to their potential that we know we have with this Wildcat squad. J.D. Dixon come back. He's got to heal up for next conference play because the Cats, after losing to Georgetown, really be important going the rest of the way for playoff purposes.
Craig, you do a great job with McKenzie, you and David, and you've been around football all your life. How much of a loss like that against a rival in the league, and you're sort of under the gun now. You can't lose another league game and assure yourself of being a high seeding in the national bracket kind of things. But what does that do to you mentally? And teams sometimes they bounce back and they play even better, or sometimes it sort of affects them and lingers with them.
Exactly right. You hit it nail on the head, David. It does one or two things. It wakes you up. It humbles you. Because Bethel was rolling pretty well up to the last week. So that should be a wake-up call for these Cats. Like, hey, nobody's going to roll over for us. We've got to earn it every week, and it starts today with Roosevelt. They've got to bounce back today have a good, strong showing. Keep this thing rolling because Lindsey Wilson game just got magnified more so with that loss last week to Georgetown.
And right now Georgetown's in the driver's seat.
They are.
As far as the league is concerned as well. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the league standings, and we'll look at some other things. The top 25 ranking is out, and Bethel's not the only team in the top 25 from the conference. We'll do that when we come back here on Rap Day and Coaches to Cure MD Day. Back after this from Wildcat Stadium on WEIO 100.9, Worthy Road Studios, and the Ball Game Blitz. Stay with us, everybody. a little cooler, but it'll be cool tonight and cool for the next few nights here in West Tennessee. But I'm ready for this kind of weather, and the Cats, I'm sure, ready to try to bounce back from that loss last week. We mentioned Michael Jasper. There's a connection. I'm not sure what that connection is. We'll ask Mike in the postgame, hopefully after a big win, but a connection with Roosevelt and with Jared Williamson. And interesting, if you go back, and of course, when you mention Robert Morris to me, it's not good because remember they upset my Cats one time in basketball. But Robert Morris University and another school emerged, and it came out, Roosevelt, the Lakers out of Chicago. Long trip down for them. I think they came down last night, stayed in the Paris area, and here today. Good quarterback. We didn't talk about the running backs, but let's go over to the defensive side of it a little bit. The Cats got to shore some things up on that D-line, which is an outstanding and very, very talented group. And without Hughes today at the rover position, they'll have a hole to fill there. But I'm still sold that this is a very good defensive unit, Craig Lund.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the defensive side of scoring should speak for itself. Burns at the cornerback position, his INTs this year, and just looking at past scores, regardless of the Georgetown game, Bethel's defense being able to keep people in check pretty much all week. But watching their running back, number 5, Tyler Tenner, I was watching him take some balls off the right side. He's a small, quick, scat back type like back, so we're going to have to really get low on him, wrap him, tag him up, and take him down at the first point of contact.
5.1 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. I say I'm still sold on our defense. I'll tell you why. 21 sacks, 21 tackles for losses this far this year. That's pretty solid.
It sure is. Tackle for loss is as good as a sack, but when you combine both of those, that means your defensive front, your front line, your defensive tackles, and nose guard really getting a good push where those linebackers can come in off the edge or come up the middle on the blitz and really take down the quarterback and the running backs in the backfield.
They're averaging about 6 yards per carry per rush. Bethel on the other side averaging 5.3. Bethel has rushing touchdowns, 18 in the year, and 15 passing touchdowns. That's pretty balanced.
Pretty balanced offense. You know, any football coach will tell you don't want to be heavy one way or the other. If you can get a balanced attack, it's really hard for your defensive counterpart to defend that because then it becomes a chess match, right? You know, well, we've ran. Are we going to hit one with a pass this time? Are we going to play action? Are we going to fake the run, RPO, whatever it may be? So that keeps the defensive side on their toes and makes that offense work even a little bit better.
We mentioned red zones a moment ago. How about third down conversions? The Lakers 37%. Bethel's been pretty solid there all year. 44% on third down conversions.
44%. If you get 50% or in that range, you're doing something good on third down conversion. And again, speaks to keeping that defense on keeping them honest. If they know your tendencies, you plan to do one thing and you go do something else, it makes that percent go up.
Bethel's still a favorite in this game, and I would imagine you would agree with me. A good early start by Bethel is the key coming off that loss.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what Coach Jasper will do if we win the toss. He wants to put his offense right there on the field and let them go ahead and get the momentum earlier. Is he going to put his defense out there and say, okay, guys, last week we didn't play so well. Here's your opportunity to start this ball game on a defensive note. We've got to go out there, either create a turnover early or go 3 and out and force them to punt so our offense can come out and take care of the football. And that's the other thing, Dave. Looking back to last week, the defense got wore down. They were on the field a tremendous amount of time.
Sure were.
So, you know, when you're turning the ball over, you're not producing on the offensive side, you're wearing that defense out. I've seen that too many years in Knoxville over the last few years.
And I mentioned during the play-by-play last week that even with our depth, we were still worn down.
Absolutely. I mean, you can have.
And this is a deep team.
That's what I'm going to say. You could have 2 or 3 deep, but if they're continuously out there and just rolling, running in, eventually it takes a wear on you, and the better conditioned team obviously took care of business last week.
Started off as a pretty cool day, but it did warm up, and we expect maybe that kind of thing today, although I think it's going to stay in the 60s most of the day. In the Mid-South Conference, Lindsey Wilson is still right there in the top 10. They're at number 9. Bethel, we mentioned, number 12, and Georgetown, number 14. When we come back, Roosevelt, by the way, out of the conference, receiving votes in their Midwest League and the Mid-States Football Association. When we come back, Craig Lunt's going to take a look at the starting lineups on the offensive side for both teams. We'll take a 2-minute break. Be back with Worthy Road Studios, the Ball Game Blitz in 100.9. Don't dare go anywhere. This is the winding down of the countdown to kickoff. We're back right after this on the Bethel Football Network. of Dr. Derek Jones, Dr. D. Well, the band and the cheerleaders about to form the corridor there for the Cats to come out of the south end zone, out of the field house. And here's Craig Lund with a look at the offensive unit, first of all, for the visiting Lakers of Roosevelt University. Craig?
And the starting offensive line for Roosevelt Lakers, number 70, Nathaniel Klingman, a 6'4", 343-pound junior. Offensive lineman number 76, Gus Kernich, 6'1", 295 junior. Offensive lineman number 56, Elijah Bobo, a 5'11", 275-pound junior. Another offensive lineman number 74, Gabriel Cron, 6'2", 282-pound sophomore. And number 71, Hayden Ferrigno, 6'2", 313, a senior. At tight end, number 10, Jacob Biddle, 6'3", 224 pounds. Junior. At wide receiver, number 12, Keontae Nixon, a 6'4", 195-pound freshman. At wide receiver, number 7, Jarrell Calhoun, a senior, 5'9", 175. At halfback, number 44, Julian Perez, a 5'9", 243-pound senior. At running back, number 5, Tyler Tenner, a 5'9", 196-pound senior. And at quarterback, number 18, Carson Budke, a 6'1", 203-pound junior.
And now look at the offensive unit of our Cats.
For the Bethel Wildcats, at left tackle, number 67, Jackson Surratt. At left guard, number 70, Tyrell Wynn. At center, number 66, Jaden Taylor. At right guard, number 51, Dylan Morales. At right tackle, number 78, Logan Davis. At wide receiver, number 3, Jalen Taylor. At halfback / tight end, number 9, Tyrell Partee. At wide receiver, number 7, Devontae Burris. At wide receiver, number 83, Will Secker. J.D. Dixon not playing today. At running back, number 45, Martez Smith. And at quarterback, number 13, Joaquin Colazzo.
Cats will be decked out in the purple uniforms, the black breeches today. Darian Burns, one of the linebackers. Burns, the 5th leading tackler on the team. He'll be joined by offensive lineman Jackson Surratt. Also will be the captain, Darian Burns, another defensive star. And Joaquin Colazzo, the outstanding senior quarterback from Melbourne, Florida. As they walk right at us here, you get a good shot. Boy, I'll tell you what, Bolin, Reasons, Janda, Schultze, they don't miss a trick here. You see the great color scheme of the turf here as the Cats will make their way to midfield, and we'll watch the gray-clad and green numbers of the Lakers out of Chicago. Craig, you've got to look at the officials.
Got the officials: referee Grant Wilson, umpire Robbie Young, headline judge Jasper Wyatt, line judge Brett St. Clair, side judge Bryce Smith, field judge Paul Heckerchun, back judge Daniel Rogers, game clock operator our good friend Mr. Barry Capps, and the play clock operator the great Dr. Adam Welch.
Former SID student assistant, by the way. Now, Derek Hubble helps me keep up with these kind of facts. I think this is the first time we've had Grant Wilson's crew here this year. Is that right, Hubble? Oh, we've had him before? This year?
Yeah, we've had the St. Clair guy.
Okay. Well, I did not remember Grant Wilson, the white hat, though.
I don't remember Grant Wilson, but I know
He will run out with the umpire, Robbie Young.
St. Clair has been.
Okay. All right. Well, Derek Hubble, I stand to be corrected. We get ready for the coin toss coming up in a matter of moments. It'll be interesting to see if the Cats, Craig talked a moment ago about what they'll do here, whether they win the toss or not. And the captain's coming right at us. Roosevelt. It will be Alex Tran, Tyler Tenner, along with Cortez Draper.
Dave, those numbers on that gray jersey with the green writing going to be very difficult to see up here.
Before you got here, I was telling Claire, I hate green numbers on gray. I hate any numbers on gray. They're always really tough. You know, John Ward, the late John Ward at UT, he paid UT $1 million. True story. He paid $1 million to the athletic fund one year. He said, I'll give you this $1 million. Of course, he made a fortune in marketing.
Sure.
But John Ward, the late great legendary announcer for the Vols, he said, I'll give you $1 million if you'll put the numbers on the uniforms where I can read them and make black around them. UT did it.
They absolutely did it. And I missed who won that toss.
I'm waiting for Derek Hubble to do that with Bethel here once he gets really, really rich. Not sure who won the toss. We'll wait and see. And Josh Key will tell us in a matter of moments. Well, the Cats, the captains, will make their way back out. And you see the Cats. I love this scene when they come out of off the hill up there.
I'm going to say Bethel won the toss because the side judges bring the football in from our sideline.
Right. Yep.
So it appears we're going to put the defense on the field first, and I agree. If that's what Coach Shasper decided, I like that call. I think it's important for that defense to understand that the coaching staff hasn't lost faith in them. They trust them. They want to put them out there right under fire and say, "Go get it, boys." Let that defense go to work, and like I said earlier, get a turnover if we can, or at least get a 3 and out and let the offense go to work. like we're used to.
Defensive coordinator and also associate head coach Chris Springer. Jay Bright is his assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. Dustin Kincaid, special teams coach. Terrell Jackson, senior defensive analyst. Brett Peterson, halfbacks and tight ends. Troy Brewer handles the defensive line. M.D. Daniels, pass game coordinator and wide receiver assistant as well. Kyle Wallace, defensive backs. Jamel Warren, linebacker assistant. Bryce Missy, the newcomer, running backs. Davius Prather, one of the great players of all time here. Prather is an offensive assistant as a student assistant. Kobe Johnson, likewise, offensive assistant. Kyle Parkhurst, new guy, offensive line. A.B. Holloway, new guy, defensive assistant. Caleb Hall, former player, special teams assistant. And Carrie Stahl, much better looking than all those other folks put together, is the marketing content director. She's also a student here at Bethel. Well, keys, we're getting the ball first. So the Cats will get it first. And, Craig, keys for a Cat win or a bounce-back win today?
Well, just you got to start with the offense right there, Dave. Got to be able to run the football effectively. Got to have good blocking up front. Let Collazo sit up, throw his feet. Don't keep him on the run. Defensively, got to do a better job of controlling that line of scrimmage. But probably the most important thing I think Coach Jasper wants to see is special teams play. Got to be solid in the special teams play. Got to stay in their lanes. Can't lose contain on the outside. Let them get those big turns and start plus field.
38. It is Gilbert and Eatman back to receive the kick. Jackson Billups, kicker from Aurora Christian School, will kick it away. And Gilbert and Eatman is the guy here to the near side. This football game between Roosevelt and Bethel is underway. It's a short kick, but Gilbert will back up at about his 7. He's at the 10, coming right at us. Gilbert stumbles a little bit, but keeps his footing and moves up to about the 26-yard line. About a 19-yard return. Gilbert mad at himself. That's actually someone that didn't get the block. That someone is Markel Crawford. He was upset about something. But the Cats will have it, Craig. Not bad field position to begin the game. At the 20, they'll mark it where? At the 26-yard line?
Going to get a hold, I believe, on us on the outside.
Oh, that's why he was upset, I guess.
Yep.
Not a good way to start.
And again, special teams right off the get-go. A penalty to start the ball game. Not good. Not what you wanted to start right there.
Penalties. That will be the 50th penalty on Bethel this year. And now they have 451 yards marked against them. Roosevelt has 44 penalties, not much better at 447. Well, Dixon's out there. We were told that he would not play, but he's out there.
Yeah.
Far side, over there, doubles. J.D. Dixon is out there. Terrence Roberts gets a start at the running back position. He has it on the counter buck. He'll go to the 20, and Roberts on his feet, and he's still on his feet. 40, 45, midfield, they say he stepped out of bounds. Back at about the 30, what are they mark it? He's moving all the way back. Well, flag.
Another flag.
That would have been a touchdown, folks, and that would have been a 73-yard gallop. But they're going to bring it back. Holding on the Cats.
And again, Dave, just starting off what we call, that's not a physical penalty, that's a mental penalty. Big hole right here for the Cats.
Yeah, we were told Dixon might be out for the year, but he's out there trying to give it a go. Terrence Roberts, who had almost 800 yards last year, the leading rusher on this team, has not played a lot. Got in last week, played pretty well at times. The game was pretty well decided, but he's in the pistol now behind Collazo. Collazo moves him to his right. Remember, you folks watching on Worthy Road Studios and the Ball Game Blitz, we have a radio audience. They give it to Roberts, and he's hit as he stumbles his way up to about the 15. That was second and about 15. Now it's second and 12, Greg Lund.
Red trips to this side. They run the ball back to the inside, the far away underneath. Try to get a little pop right there. Defensive line did a good job of containing and collapsing. Only 2-yard gain.
Well, at least we didn't get a hold that time.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not being mean, but Andre Neal, the tight end, comes in. Bethel has 2 receivers here to the near side. Great shot here by the folks from Ball Game Blitz. They give it to Roberts again. Roberts push back. All the way back. They give him forward progress to about the 14-yard line. Well, Bethel certainly trying to establish the running game, and thus far the holes have killed us, one on special teams and one on offense. It's going to be a loss of a yard or two. It's going to be third and about 14, Craig.
Looking at defensive line, 235, 298, 325, 265. So a lot of beef on that interior line right there on the defense for Roosevelt.
Third and 13. We mentioned on third down conversions this year, Bethel 43%. They need to convert here, or they'd have to punt it from near their own end zone. Collazo in that shotgun. Collazo drops. Collazo throws. It's caught, and it's going to be a first down. And catching that ball has been a superstar as of late, Jalen Taylor. That is his 26th catch of the year, and Collazo threw a bullet on the slant-in pattern.
Palazzo stands tall in the pocket, lets the slant break open, and puts it right into numbers to Taylor. Nice throw.
Got that with about 3 yards plus. Here's Roberts coming this way again, and they swipe him down at about the 29. No gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Offensive line trying to pull out there that time. Yeah, you're right. That's a pretty mean-looking defensive line out there for Roosevelt.
Got away a little bit of a push in the back right there, too, on this side. The official on the side over here didn't see it.
Yep. I just tore my 2 deep of Roosevelt up, trying to get it off the wall here, but I'll manage. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. The Cats with it. Play fake. They go this time and catching it, and that's the bowl. That's going to be a tight end that's caught by Alonzo Russell. We saw bowls there a lot last week, but Russell gets the big reception here. And he's short of the first down by about a half a yard. 3rd down and about, well, let's call it 3rd and 1.
And again, just a quick slant right there to the tight end, come off the hot route down the middle of the field. So we're able to get a pass over the top of those linebackers in the soft zone.
Hard to defend that, isn't it?
It is.
Working with it now. Collazo on the gun. He's going to run it. That's Yancey. Yancey, the Wildcat, and he'll run it to the 45, upended at the 47. I failed to mention that, but Yancey, that's his game coming in there, and he's the runner where Collazo's the thrower.
Got a first down right there. Tackle was made by number 4, Jaron Edwards for Roosevelt, and did a good job of low tackle, flipped Yancey upside down.
Edwards, young man from defensive back, 5'11", 190, College of DuPage. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Cats. 2 first downs here. Clock running, 11:30 left here in this. This is a new quarterback. He's going to run it too, and he's going to run it. And boy, he's stuck at the line of scrimmage. And man, oh man, that was
Devin Jarvis.
Rucker and Avon Rucker from Riverdale, Georgia. And who got him?
Number 22, Devin Jarvis, stuck him right there and dropped him.
Jarvis, 6'1", 210, the defensive back. They give him maybe the length of the football, so it's 2nd down and 10. Boy, he was stuck hard. Collazo back in there. Derek Hubble helping us. He and Claire out with the spotting here. Collazo, quick drop, looks underneath, and it's complete. But a short gain. His knee hit the turf at the 50. Roberts caught that pass, and it's going to be 3rd down at about 7, a pick up a 3.
I feel like Coach Jasper or Coach Bright's running a script of plays right here. He's shuffling people in and out of quarterback position, trying to figure out the best attack for this Roosevelt defense.
And trying to give the Lakers different things to look at.
Absolutely.
2 down linemen, the defensive ends creep up on each side. They come with the blitz, and they're coming right at Collazo. They pick it up, great pickup. Here's the pass down to Dixon. Dixon knocked away. And Dixon wanted the flag and didn't get it. And I'll tell you, it looked like almost face guarding to me.
It did, and he had his hands all over him, and Roosevelt's linebackers did a little bit of a twist right there. They sent one linebacker underneath, brought the other one over the top, tried to open up. The backs did a good job picking up the blitz linebacker, but you're right, down here on the edge, Coach Jasper's talking to the official. He's face guarding, looking at him.
Yeah.
Hands all over him. I think we missed one right there.
I think we did, too. We don't like to get on the officials, you folks up in Roosevelt University land and around the nation. Well, here's Braden Johnson in to kick it away. He's averaging 45.9. Doesn't really need that here. Longest of 68. Terrence Roberts made a great block picking up that blitz a moment ago, by the way. A bad punt. He really struggled last week. Shanks that one out of bounds. And the Lakers are going to come up with great field position. And they're going to mark that thing. It looks like he marked that out at the 40. Let's see where they're going to mark it.
It went out around the 40.
Yeah, I think they're going to say it went out in the air before there, though. It's going to be at the 43-yard line. Well, Johnson, who has been brilliant all year at almost 46 yards per punt, Craig, really struggled last week, and boy, he didn't hit that one at all as well.
Sure didn't. Now, just again, good field position for Roosevelt to start their first possession. So now, defensive turn right here to come up and come off that line and try to get a turnover and get them 3 and out and get the offense back out there.
Tim Hamlin comes in, and Shipton comes out real quick. Hamlin, one of the leading sack getters on this team. Well, they go with a tight end. A tight set here. And Butke, the quarterback, puts the tight end, sets him down here to the left. Right on your screen, you can see it beautifully. They go to the running back, and not much, scrambling for maybe a yard or two. Tenor, the guy you talked about, he came in here, Craig, 748 yards, averaging 5 yards per carry. Give him a yard. That's it. Good play defensively by the Cats.
They run the tight end, bring the tight end over to the strong side. They run behind that strong side. The Wildcat defense able to shut it down on a gain of 1.
Gessner's that tight end that they set down there. Now they send receivers far side right. Triples over there. Far guy out there is Keontae Nixon. Now they move the tight end off the line of scrimmage. Butke, the quarterback, with Tenor back there to his right. 2nd and 9. They give it to Tenor, using the tight end to block for him. And he bounces off 2 or 3 people, and Cats had that well. And the tight end didn't do anything that time with the block because the Cats were waiting on him.
As soon as you see that tight end come off that line, he starts that pull.
Sure.
You got to realize a guard or tackle's coming with him. You got to fill that, scrape it, that hole, fill up, and the Cats did a good job defensively right there.
Read that beautifully. Defensively, the Cats out there with Cantrell, King, Young, Burns, Lewis, Franks, Hughes not playing. Lewis out there, Beasley, Eatman, Gilbert, and also Rainey. Good, solid defensive unit. Came in today yielding only 16 points a game. Far side right's the receiver, Keontae Nixon again. They bring to the near side Gerald Calhoun, one of their leading receivers.
Watch the sticks, where the stick is. That's where they're going to try to throw it, right over top of the Wildcats' ear on the left side.
Here is Butke dropping back, throwing. It's caught and then hit. And a great tackle in open space by one Javante Carter, and it denies the first down bid for the Lakers, and they're going to have to punt the ball.
So the defense does what we ask of them. Go out there, get a 3-and-out, get a turnover. They go to work. Great job right there on the open field tackle, not letting him get to the first down marker. Roosevelt forced to punt the football away.
It is Beccaro, longest 54, averaging 36.9 per punt. The Cats send Gilbert, the very dangerous one. He has a punt return for a touchdown this year. 8 minutes, no score here. Both teams have had their initial series. And here's a nice booming punt. And Gilbert calls for the fair catch and lets it go in the end zone. Gilbert last week had the snafu that really cost him. That time he said, nope, not doing that this week. And the Cats will have it 1st and 10.
Rule of thumb is on a punt right there, you put your heels on the 10-yard line. If it's behind you, let it go because it's probably going to go in the end zone. Gilbert does a good job right there of doing just that.
So the ball at the 20. The Cats had it at the 26 earlier. Got a couple of first downs, unable to move it any further than around midfield. Now the Cat defense does their job. Terrence Roberts in there and the pistol behind Collazo. Receiver far side left is Dixon. 2 receivers here to the near side. They come with a blitz. Collazo's going to throw it underneath. That's actually Dixon on this side. Caught it, and then they hit him and drop him around the 26. But Cat sort of dinking him right now offensively with this passing to that.
Yeah, they got a little swing out pass right there. Try to get a one-on-one matchup. Wasn't able to break the tackle for number 23 for Roosevelt. That was Cortez Draper.
Cortez Draper, their second leading tackler, Craig, excuse me.
That's okay. Did a good job. Open field tackle right there on the Cats. Blitz coming off the left side now.
Again, you folks watching, we're describing to our radio audience. Now they go for the bubble screen out there and breaking away. Nice play there by Burris. Burris is going to move to the 40 and get the first down, and that's a good block out there.
Yeah, a great block by 37 for the Wildcats.
Dixon.
J.D. Dixon. He leveled the cornerback coming out there trying to set the edge, takes him out, and then the receiver for the Cats does the rest.
They read that pretty well defensively, didn't they?
They did. He just came up. The outside guy on him came upfield too quickly, and he was able to make him miss. So he gets it outside. Does Burris?
Joey Mayhop made the stop and saved the day. And now got to be a delay of a game or a timeout, I think. Timeout, as it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cats, and the Lakers have to take it. Roosevelt takes the timeout. I'm not sure they had enough people on the field. We'll come back. 6:51, no score here in the first quarter at Wildcat Stadium. This is Bethel football on the Ball Game Blitz, Worthy Road Studios at 100.9. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Hometown Hangout Press Box. I'm Dave McCulley along with Craig Lund and a host of thousands here. It's 1st and 10 for the Cats. They threaten blitz almost every time. They watched those films last week. Collazo runs up into the pocket. Now he's got to scamper to midfield and dive his way to about the 48-yard line. Nice decision by Joaquin Collazo. And the Cats get good yardage. They get 9. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Collazo was down on the ground. I think the Wildcat sideline wanted a flag for a late hit right here.
Oh, that is pretty tough.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, that is tough.
Yeah.
Great replay by Christopher and Ashley. 2nd down and a yard. The ball at the 48-yard line of Roosevelt. Now here's Yancey running the Wildcat for the first down. He's got it. Didn't need a lot, didn't get a lot, but he got enough. He's a little slow to get up as well as he is down at about the 45-yard line. Let's hope Yancey's okay. Yeah, well, we've seen a little bit of everything quarterback, haven't we?
Sure have. I mean, run a quarterback keeper with Yancey right there. It was slow to get up, gets up, runs off on his own. Kind of holding his left arm kind of gingerly, though. Yep.
Caden looking at him, the trainers. We have a great training staff here. The Cats, no score here with 6:02 left in this first stanza from Wildcat Stadium. Nice breeze coming through in the low 60s right now. If there is an eclipse, we'll not see it because of the cloud cover. 1st and 10. Bethel's 4th first down of the game. Collazo back in there. Again, they threaten the corner blitz here. Now they bring right at him, and he catches them off guard, read it beautifully. It's caught by one Tyler Ball, and it's going to be another first down for the Cats.
There's an old adage. You go to where the blitz came from because you're going to have a hole there, and that's exactly what Collazo did. They blitz off the left edge of the defense. Collazo picks it up, hits his receiver on the quick hitter right there, able to turn a big gain out of first down.
Boy, he got hit hard. You folks on the radio side would just have to trust us. It's going to be 1st down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hash mark right, the Cats moving toward the school end zone. They wanted to blitz again, and they come off sides. Too quick that time was Brandon Harvey. Well, they saw the films of what Georgetown did last week. They kept pressure on Collazo, and they know to win this game, they probably got to do the same thing.
Collazo did a good job, I'll bet you, on that one, seeing that blitz coming over and over, using his voice to really draw them off sides and make him jump so they couldn't catch his cadence right there. So good job by Collazo.
Barbosa, 300 pounds. Surratt, 318. They both had a little chat. They were not talking about diet food and hometown hangout.
Correct us, Dave. They got us for.
Oh my goodness!
For jumping it, or moved us back.
Sure did. I didn't see that. 1st and 15. Moves us back to the 37. Collazo stops, pops back across the middle. Oh! Great play there. What a play by Burris. But he's hit hard to 30. Picks up the 5. We lost maybe 2 more. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8. He made a great spin move, but I'm telling you what, this Roosevelt team will hit you hard, won't they?
They will hit you hard, and they're a little bit of the old adage, the bend but don't break defense. Yeah. They're giving you the dink and dunk stuff, not giving you nothing over the top, but making you work it down the field.
Yeah, Surratt and I mentioned the other guy. They were having a little chat about some things, and it was not about what they're going to eat after the ball game. Those big linemen, you got to watch them. 2nd down at 8 to 30. Collazo, play fake. Looks, wants to throw downfield, and he's got Dixon open. Touchdown, Cats! Wide open in the back of the end zone. And Collazo found him. A 30-yard strike at the 4:06 mark. Caps off an 80-yard drive, and Bethel leads 6-0.
You talk about last week not giving Collazo time to throw. Excellent job right there by the offensive line. Creating a pocket. Collazo stands tall, sees Dixon on the cut, puts it right on top of the shoulder pads. Touchdown, Cats.
80-yard drive, and pretty special right there. And Dixon just continues to rack up yards, folks. 28th catch of the year. That's his 8th touchdown catch of the year. Here's the low snap, but they get it down. Nice play there by the Cats. Braden Johnson, who got it down, and it's no good.
Wide left.
Boy, he's sort of struggling right now. Got to get him back in gear. He's a good kicker. 6-0 the Cats. Back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network. At Wildcat Stadium, we were told Dixon would not play. We were told Dixon might be out for the year. Dixon just caught a 30-yard touchdown pass, Greg London. How he gets so open is remarkable. And Collazo, we mentioned that's the 8th touchdown reception by him. How about Collazo? Nothing to sneeze at. That is, ladies and gentlemen, his 12th touchdown pass of the year.
Wow, it was a pretty one right there. He put it right over top of the head, the shoulder pass where Dixon could catch it, puts his hands up, walked into the end zone, touchdown.
He just flat beat that defender, didn't he?
Sure did.
Johnson to kick it away. That's going to be a touchback. Now he's got to come out of there with it. About 3 yards, and he knew what he was doing.
Wow.
20, 25, 30. He's got Johnson to beat. 50, 45. He beats him, and then finally the Cats get him at about the 34-yard line, and the woes of the special teams continues. Not picking on him, but it's true. It continues to be a problem.
The backside over there lost contain on the edge, and he hits that sideline. We lose our backside leverage. He goes right down the sideline, one man to beat.
That's going to be a 62 plus, where'd they mark it down, Craig? At the 33.
33.
You can put 65 yards, 67 yards, 67-yard return. Yep, about 2 or 3 yards in, wasn't he? 33-yard line after the great return. Who brought that back, guys?
Number 7.
7, that's Jarrell Calhoun. He's a good player. Got a touchdown and 13 rushes on the year. Now here's the ball dropped, and it's loose, and the Cats come up with it. The Cats have it. A bobble, big mistake there by the Roosevelt Lakers. And coming up with the fumble recovery is one, Darian Lewis, 44.
Big turnover right there after the big kickoff return by Roosevelt. So the Cats offense comes back out on the field to go to work once again.
Well, great replay here on the TV side. You folks at 100.9, it popped loose out there, and Darian Lewis fell on it. And the Cats get a big break there. They have the ball actually at the 39-yard line. They're on 39.
So Roosevelt's back out in the same defense they had on the last touchdown pass. I'd like to see us try to hit another deep one right here.
You think the deep ball might be there all day, you know what? We dinked him and then burned him. Collazo has Roberts to his left. Triples here to the near side. Collazo looks this way, steps back up in the pocket. They go underneath. It's caught by Taylor. Taylor has it to the 45 and out of bounds. He scurries to about the 47-yard line. And again, you got to respect the deep ball, and that's leaving receivers underneath open.
Collazo lets his outside receivers run down the field. He checks down to his safety valve coming across from the 40. Great read by Collazo. He looks left. Nope, goes underneath. Hits a safety valve for a big pickup for the Cats.
We mentioned them watching the Georgetown game. You know Bethel's watched their games, and Bethel's seen something defensively that they think they can exploit.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 2. That's an 8-yard pickup to about the 46. Here's Terrence. Roberts has it. He's got a 1st down as he scrambles his way across the midfield stripe down into Laker territory to about the 47. Hometown hangout press box today. Good to have a good ring to us. Great, that food is pretty good, wasn't it?
It was pretty tasty right over there. We had it earlier, me and Coach Keeg, Coach Hubble over here.
I'm looking back now after all you guys ate. The Worthy Road folks have ate. I'm the only guy in the press box that hadn't eaten. I look back, Austin Childers got a plate enough for 3 people back there, and he doesn't weigh 125 pounds.
You got a cookie, Dave.
I did get a cookie. Claire brought me a chai, and that cookie's really good. 1st down and 10. Here they go with a sweep. It's going to be running far side left, trying to get out there is Burris, and boy, they pinned him in well that time.
5 defensive players for Roosevelt did a good job. Saw that motion come that way. They adjust their defense. They string it out like they're supposed to, create a wall of gray. Nowhere to go for the Cats is Avante Burris.
Rucker was in there at quarterback, by the way, 14. Rucker, Riverdale, Georgia, West Virginia State University transfer. Now Collazo comes back in. 2nd down and 10. We approach the 2-minute mark of the first stanza. Bethel leads the game 6-0. 80-yard drive a moment ago. PAT miss. Collazo teamed up with his great receiver Dixon. How many times have we said that in 2 years? Collazo looks, wants to throw. Now they've got some pressure on him. He steps back up, and they'll knock him down right at the line of scrimmage. And the guy that celebrated, well he should, is Charlie Brooks. He came with 4 sacks. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so that will not be a sack, but it's going to be 3rd down and 10. That's good pressure defense.
It was. Collazo looked to his right, trying to dump it out over here, but the pocket collapses. He steps up, wasn't able to go anywhere. It has to be taken down. 3rd and 10 for the Cats.
Homecoming next week. We move game time back to 1 o'clock. Cumberland University will come calling the Phoenix. We've had a rich tradition against those guys through the years. They've been a little down lately, but they'll come ready to play. Homecoming at 1. We'll have airtime at 12:30. 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 48. Colazzo drops in the pocket. Look, they bring force at him, and he unloads, and is caught by Roberts out of the backfield. Roberts has the first down. And Bethel taking exactly what the defense is giving him. Roberts is mad at himself, but watch this play on the replay, and great decision by Colazzo, Craig.
Brought the blitz, brought the house off the left side of the offensive line, and Colazzo does, once again, throws where the blitz comes from because there's nobody there. It's all wide open. If you can find it, hit it, it's going to be a big play every time.
That's a good read by he and Roberts both, wasn't it?
It absolutely was.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 now. The ball at the 35-yard line. Hash mark left. You folks listening on the radio side, glad to have you aboard at WEIO and 100.9 as well. Colazzo steps in the pocket. He wants to go for the deep ball. It's incomplete. And a little acting there by Taylor trying to make out like he was being held when he really wasn't. Incomplete.
Yeah, he's not going to get an Emmy for that one.
No, I know. That looked like Hubble out here with Dr. Kaneba's class. I'll tell you that story one day. No, Hubble says no, we're not. Tennis opened up yesterday. Understand the netters look really good. Cross country finished second down at the Warhawk Classic. Austin went down, took some photos. And the game did really well. Coach Kilburn celebrating today, watching Duke probably play football. 2nd down and 10. How often would you say that about Duke football?
Really, though.
Here is the run by Roberts. He keeps churning, and he gets 3 or 4 yards when he probably shouldn't have got anything. Tell you one thing, I mentioned last night during my high school broadcast with Trinity Christian, Craig, you guys are off, but I mentioned that Duke and North Carolina, when you ever see both of those guys pretty good in football, and we've got a great running back from TCA down there at Chapel Hill today. LT.
Looks like we're going to let this one go to the quarter, Dave.
Looks like it's going to be 3rd down at about 7 when we come back, and we'll take a 1-minute break. The Cats lead the game 6-0 in marching, but need to convert on a big 3rd down play when we come back. This is Bethel Football at 100.9 WEIO, 100.9 and thefarmradio.com, and Worthy Road Studios in the Ballgame Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We're back with a second stanza from Wildcat Stadium from the Hometown Hangout Press Box. Right after this, stay with us.
Play. Wildcats lead them 6-0 over the Roosevelt Lakers. I told somebody yesterday, I saw the wave. I didn't really know their name, and I found out it was Lakers. How many Kareem and Magic references will we make today for the broadcast?
Haven't made any yet, but there'll be some coming, yeah. Austin's a big Laker fan. Here's Yancey back in there at the Wildcat. Yancey's going to run that football, and he's going to not even bounce off anyone. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Good play defensively. And we've got a Lakers shake it up. Let's hope he's all right.
Yancey's slow to get up again, too.
Yeah.
Now he's up finally, yeah.
Speaking of the Lakers, I tried to pull for them because Anthony Davis of Kentucky fame plays for them, but, man, it's hard for me to pull for the Lakers. Been a Celtic fan all my life. AD can't stay healthy. The Lakers couldn't stay healthy last year. Let's hope this kid, this is their 4th leading tackler, Stacy Terry from Upper Iowa University. They're helping him off, but the good news is he's walking off under his own accord. And it's probably going to be 4th down, but I think it is going to be 4th down, but probably the Cats are probably going to go for this.
Yeah, 2-down territory right here. Been like a 49-yard attempt. We're going to try to kick it.
Nothing against our other running backs. Martese Smith, who has been great this year. We don't know a lot about whether he's hurt or not. I don't think he is. Faulkner's in there at the moment. I'm really glad to see Terrence Roberts getting some playing time. He's one of our guys, sports management guys, that comes in and talks to us every few days. So it's 4th down now and 7. The ball at the 33-yard line, and Colazzo, the Cat's going to go for it. Faulkner to his right. 2 receivers out there. Colazzo looks. Colazzo steps up. Colazzo hit, and that is incomplete. And a great play there defensively. And Collazo never saw him coming. And that was a great, if you pull his number down, and it looks like 57, that was a great defensive player by Dominique Barbosa.
I think we had the receiver coming open, but about the time Collazo went to rip it out there, he gets hit and just the ball went off kilter and couldn't make the completion.
There was 2 or 3 guys in the neighborhood. So the Laker defense holds. And after Bethel had great field position and a chance maybe to move in for another score, it goes awry. So at the 32-yard line now, it's going to be Butke in the game.
My man's out here with shorts on playing football. Wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, he sure is. Isn't there a rule about wearing it down below the knees?
I'm going to tell you, in high school, we've been called for it 3 or 4 times this year.
Wow! A drop.
No. It was off his heel, Dave.
Oh, did it go off his heel? Let's wait and see. Let's see the replay of this. Ethan Cano.
Watch the replay.
Yeah, let's watch this replay. And Christopher Reasons will do a great job. And let's wait and see what they've called here. Here's the play. I thought he'd already just dropped the ball and it was over.
Watch. See, off his heel, never hit the ground. That's a touchdown.
And the Cats came up with it.
And Coach Jasper has thrown his challenge flag out to the hash mark.
A great read by Darian Lewis. And Lewis scampered in from about 28 yards.
The question is, did they blow it dead?
Yep.
No, they never blew it dead.
Of course, it's hard for us to hear the whistles up here, but the Cats are celebrating. I think it's going to be a touchdown.
It will be a touchdown. There's no doubt. This will take them all of about 2 seconds.
The ball went off Cano. And now they're going to go down to the end zone, and the great camera work there by Paul and the gang. They'll go down and get the iPad, and they'll look it over, and heck, boy, how big will this play be, Craig Lund?
Oh, it's going to. I mean, it's. I saw it live, clear as day.
I'd already ruled it. I thought it hit the turf, but yeah, after looking at the replay, I think you're right. Cano came over the middle. Here's the replay. Here we go again. Christopher telling me we got it. You see Butke drop back. And it went off his right foot, didn't it? Went off his right foot. And what a great reaction and read by one Darian Lewis.
Well, even a better job. Lewis let's go ahead and takes it into the end zone just in case.
Can we see, Chris, can we see it one more time? Because I'm going to spot the yard where he got it in midair there. Here we go again. Let's see. Let's spot it here because this will help our stat crew out as well. Bucky drops back. You folks on the radio, just bear with us. And Lewis came up with it, the 32-yard line. 32 is what I had. 30.
That's what I had too.
Okay. Here's a call. His mic's not working.
That's not good.
So that a touchdown? He signaled first down. He didn't signal touchdown.
Did we get those batteries working in that mic? Okay. Yep. Well.
Okay, so my question is, if it's an interception, did they blow the ball dead? Or can you...
Must have blown it dead at the 33-yard line. I'm not sure how they could have blown it dead because...
Well, okay, so what Coach Jasper challenged was he challenged the ball, the interception. So
right.
What happened was they blew it dead when they thought it was hit the ground. So that's where the ball is going to be taken over by the Cats.
Darian Lewis, good point, Craig. That's why we pay you the big bucks, buddy. Roberts moves to the left of Collazo, 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Bethel a chance to convert here and go up by 2 scores. Collazo looks, wants to throw it down there, and it's incomplete. Intended that one down there. Taylor's really developed, so much attention given to Dixon. But Taylor's really developed into now, he came in with 25 receptions, and Dixon came in with 26. So they're running neck and neck for that top spot in receptions, but Taylor's really developed into a great player. Coach Jasper told us before the season this kid was going to be great. Transferred from Cumberland University.
Yep.
2nd down and 10. Collazo, Roberts to his left. They give it to TR. Roberts runs into a brick wall. My goodness. And now he stays on his feet. He kept the legs churning, and now he's going to be dropped for even more of a loss. So great hustle and great effort, but they'll drop him all the way back at the 42-yard line.
He was able to spin out of the one tackle, and then he runs into his own man coming around the back end, and that gives Roosevelt time to come down and cover him in a plethora of gray jerseys.
Oh, I like that. Plethora. You're sounding like Stan Gerard. The ball will be at the 42-yard line. Sorry about that. 13-34. Stan might be watching today. Probably not. He was up all night putting up replays of our calls last night. I get up this morning, I hear my voice, and it's like about 8 of them. That's a 9-yard loss. It's 3rd and 19 now, back at the 42. Galazzo sends 2 wideouts far side right, top part of your screen there. Underneath, they go with a little bubble screen, and that's going to be a flag, and they're going to drop this time Avante Burris.
Well, decision time for Roosevelt. I mean, you're in the area. If you decline it, Bethel's probably going to go for it, so you're probably going to back them up right here.
Yep, and it would be, if they do not decline it, it would be 4th and about 14. That's our 3rd holding call of the day. Well, Bethel's going to punt the ball.
Yep.
Well, Braden Johnson will come out there and try to right the ship. He's been struggling a little bit. Got a great right leg. He can really boom it. But last week against Georgetown struggled and had a snafu and one early today. So it's 4th and about 15 is what they call it. And the Cats trying to get someone out there. There's KJ Hicks coming out really late.
Well, he's probably thinking like us. You know, is it they decline at 4 down territory?
Now the Cats will snap it back to Johnson. He'll punt it from about midfield. High end over end kick. That's a good kick there. That's the kind of punch you want. And it takes a Bethel bounce. And we'll go out of bounds at about, the 10-yard line?
No,
I'm going to move it up some. We'll take everything he can give us.
15.
He didn't quite get to Tresvant, but he's at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10. Well, after all of that, they lose field position, but they have the ball back, they being the Lakers. 6-0. A little surprised at the low-scoring game.
Well, you know, we talked about in the pregame the low-scoring Roosevelt does. I see why now. That defense just keeps making you grind and grind and grind offensively, so that leads to a clock that continuously runs at low-scoring ball games.
Bucky will come out. He'll have Tyler Tenner. Came in with 748 yards. He's to the left of Bucky. Gives it to Tenner. Tenner trying to find a hole and doesn't get much of one, and he's hit and knocked out of bounds as he struggles for a few yards. Good defense by the Cats.
Tackle made by Bethel's number 28, I think. Lewis.
Yep. Good play there. Kamari. He's in there for the Cats, who are playing with out Brian Hughes today. So the ball's at the 16. Pick up only a yard. Good defense. 12:15 clock running. 6-0 Bethel leads the game in the second quarter. Diamond Dave and Craig Lund with all the gang with us in the hometown hangout press box. A couple stories up, looking down on this field. Bucky wants to throw. Pressured. Throws. Incomplete.
Did we get it? Did we get it?
Was it picked off? It was.
We got it.
Interception by the Cats. Who picked it off, Craig? We'll get the replay of that. That is Javante Carter. Boy, a poor decision that time. Under pressure, poor decision by Bucky.
Good defensive pressure right here by on the back side of the defensive backs. Quarterback looks to his left, looks, rolls. Just I think he really tried to throw this away, but he's not able to get over to the over the top of the sideline of Bethel. Pick off.
Jamal Goldburn is the guy that had the pressure. The first guy in there was Shipton trying to move him around a little bit, and that allowed Shipton's progression, allowed his teammate to get in there and put pressure on him. So Javante Carter comes up with the interception. Second interception here in the last few minutes. Palazzo looks left, throws, caught over the middle, and caught by one Jalen Taylor. And it's going to be inside the 15. They'll move him to about the 13-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 there.
Really thought Palazzo was going to take off right here because he had Green in front of him, but he does a good job just standing tall, waiting for it to develop. And really, Carter just Taylor sit down in the hole right there and picks off gets a first down.
Yeah, nothing against our other quarterbacks, but he's the franchise. Unless he has to run, don't run him. Marquise Smith in the game now. He was in there a moment ago. Leading rusher on this team. Palazzo gives it to Martise. He's hit and struggles for it and man a fumble. And I think they may have it. Let's wait and see if Roosevelt's got it.
Yeah.
Martise Smith fumbles the ball. And in all honesty, if there was any knock on Martise, and I don't think there should be, if there was any knock on him when he transferred from the University of the Cumberlands, he had fumbleitis a few times last year as a Patriot.
And there again, just a good hard hit by the defense. Pops the ball loose, and Roosevelt gets it over. positive thing is it's on pretty good field position for the Cats defense on the 16.
Both teams making mistakes, but you can credit both defensive units for a lot of that, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty good defensive ball game thus far, as we thought it should be, but they're low scoring against our defensive front.
Well, the Cats fumble it. They get it right back. They being the Lakers of Roosevelt University in Chicago. You were in Chicago recently. You're a big Cubs fan.
June, I did.
Yeah. Your Cubs and my Yankees disappointed us.
They did.
They're in the eye now behind Butke. And they give it to Tenner. Tenner dancing, and nothing there, and he's dropped, and that's probably going to be a loss anyway. The Cats may decline this penalty if it's holding because he's tackled back at the 9-yard line for about a 7-yard loss anyway.
That was a busted play by Roosevelt. The quarterback rolled one way to hand it off, and the running back went the other. He had to reverse around and hand it to him.
They've got a lineman down, and the lovely trainers come out there to attend to him. Hope he's all right. Well, 11:04 left here. And, yep, Bethel declines that, which we thought they would because that's about a 7-yard loss anyway. So it's going to be second down, second and about 17 now. The center is the guy that's down. They've got their backup center over there warming up, snapping to Butke. Let's say a little prayer for him. Let's hope he's all right. They're getting him up. But the center in this case, you have your 2 deep there.
Yeah, but
tore mine up.
They've just got offensive line on it. They don't have it laid out as
that's going to be, is that 56 guys?
Elijah Bobo, that would be consistent.
Elijah Bobo,
yeah.
Yep. Elijah Bobo is being helped. He's putting a little pressure on that foot, and so that's good news.
Should be Eric Gomez coming in to replace him.
He dwarfs the 2 little trainers taking him off.
He sure does.
He would dwarf me, you and I. Well, the ball back at the 9-yard line. Second and 17. 11:04 left. Emma's the gal they need to find. Emma knows that, and they should know that. They've been told that. Oh, to be an SID and a radio announcer and TV guy at the same time. It's a little tough. Here's Butke in the shotgun. Stands in the pocket. Back near his own goal line. He's going to run for his life. He'll turn the corner and dart out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Well, the Cats stymieing them on the offense right now.
Stuck that ball out as if to reach for a first down, just trying to get an extra yard as he's rushed out of bounds. Cats rush him out of bounds. This will be third down and about 15.
So the Cats a chance here now to pin them back there, Craig, and you'd love to make them punt out of that end zone. Their punter averaging 37 Baccaro per punt. He has a long 54 this year. So even if he nailed a 50, we'd come out pretty good, decent field position. Bucky puts Tenner to his left. Doubles here to the near side. One receiver, far side over there. Throw it is wide open and caught and then dropped. Wow, that should have been a catch. And the Cats get a break there. I'll tell you why he dropped it. He saw people coming right at him and just flat dropped that. That would have been a first down.
It sure would have been a first down, and the quarterback put it right in the breadbasket. Should have been called, but I think you're right. Heard those feet of number 5, or Jaron Rainey coming for the Cats, was going to unload on him, and he drops the football.
That's a good throw.
It was. It's right on the money. Threw it right in the hole where he needs to, on his right down the seam, right down the sideline.
This good football team, they're not receiving votes by luck. So back in the end zone will be Baccaro to punt it out of there. Gilbert stands at midfield. The Cats could come out of this with great field position. Baccaro stands on the E of Bethel, trying to knock it out of there. Cats will come at him. He'll get it away, and all in all, a pretty decent punt. Gilbert will let that ball skip right by him, takes a great Laker roll. A mistake there. That ball will be down at the 40. That's where you got to come on call for a fair catch.
It sure does. And the thing is, on a football is not round, so when it hits, it can bounce either way, and it was way too close to our receiver right there.
Came really close to him. That happened last week, and they got it at the 5-yard line. Our special teams, to be honest with you, not picking on them, but it's a little bit of a struggle right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You just kind of, to quote the baseball, kind of having a slump, if you will.
Yeah, they'll snap out of it. They're really talented and well coached. 40-yard line, hash mark right. Cat offensive line trying to establish some things here. 6-0 your score. Collazo in that shotgun. Gets the snap. Faulkner in there to block for him. They throw it to Dixon. Dixon's caught and like a steer, you'd wrestle a steer down. They bring him right down at the 43-yard line.
Mr. Quick Hitter for 3 yards right there to Dixon. Makes it 2nd down and 7 for the Cats.
Dixon fighting a groin injury, showing no ill effects of that right now. He's run some good patterns and got to be 2nd and 7. Josh Key, our public address announcer here, he does a great job. But you remember who used to be the PA announcer here? I'm Kent Jones. I went to Vanderbilt. It's 2nd down and 7. Here's the throw by and a great catch by Burris on a bullet thrown by Collazo. He's got the 1st down inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. Watch this replay.
What a missile by Collazo right here. What a catch by Burris. Fakes the handoff. Right down the gut. Burris with a catch. That
was coming right at Paul Schultz. Look at him down there he's in the platform down there filming from the end zone. He makes the big bucks. He decides where he's going to go, and he's looking good down there. Faulkner back in the game to the right of Collazo. A bullet thrown by Collazo. They give it to Faulkner. Faulkner will have a 1st down as he rumbles his way inside the 30 and is down to about the 29-yard line.
Big 70 for the Wildcats. Quaterion Wynn runs down the field, claps his hand, and I'll tell you why. That left side of that offensive line that time blew a hole open that I could run through.
He and Surratt. We mentioned Surratt at 300 pounds, and the big guy, Wynn, 318. Excuse me, make it 363. That's a lot of pounds right there running at you. Almost 700 pounds. Collazo fakes to go right, stumbles, now looks, he's going to throw, it's going to be holding. And they have wide open down to that end zone. It's caught, but that's going to come back.
It is. And I'll tell you what, Roosevelt has gone away from their blitz, and it's all because when they've been blitzing off those edges, Collazo's did such a great job of finding the open man and dropping it off, they had to back out of it.
Well, what's happening, the short stuff is there for us, but when we're trying to go long, we're either holding or just not connecting. Yep, other than the Dixon 30-yard. That was Russell, Lonzo Russell. That would have been his 2nd catch, and Russell's not real happy. That would have been his 1st touchdown reception of the year. But you could sort of see that coming, couldn't you, Craig?
Collazo, when Collazo threw it, he was halfway down the field celebrating. He throws his hands up, puts his hands on the helmet. Yeah. He didn't see the hole from behind.
Low-scoring game, 6-0. Bethel leads the game, 7:55. That moves Bethel back to the 39. And they have to get to the 19, so it's 1st and 20. Faulkner to the right of Collazo. Doubles far side right. The up back, the tight end off the ball, and now it's intercepted. Collazo, that ball may have been deflected. It's intercepted, and coming up with it for the Lakers and celebrating, and well he should, hands it to the official. That's going to be, coming up with it, number 23, Cortez Draper. Was it deflected?
I'm not sure. No, linebacker, outside linebacker, cornerback made a good play. I don't know where he was throwing unless he was trying to hit Bowles, a tight end, on a little hot route on the out route right there.
Do you remember a game?
Or Neal.
You and I both do high school, and, of course, we do Bethel here, but you remember a game this season? We've had so many turnovers all in the first half.
No, I haven't.
It's been turnover city here.
It has.
It's like Stan Gerard asking for that extra apple pie at McDonald's last night. You inconvenienced me, so could I get 2 instead of 1?
Please.
He didn't say please. Far side left, 2 receivers. Bucky back out there at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. They give it to Tenner. Tenner trying to get far side left, and the Cats cut him down at the 36-yard line. Boy, we bragged on their defense. How about Bethel's defense? They're getting nothing done against Bethel right now.
I was just getting ready to say, our defensive line and backside linebackers doing a good job. When they try to run that play off tackle, try to get to the outside, we're closing down really well and not letting him turn it back to the inside where he's got blocking.
The only score of this game came at the 4:06 mark of the first stanza. Dixon caught a 30-yard strike from Collazo, capping off an 80-yard drive. PAT by Welch was no good, and the Cats lead the game 6-0, and that's been it. We're at the 7:10 mark of the second stanza. 2nd down and 12, a loss of 2. Bucky under center. Bucky, play fakes. Rolls, trying to buy some time. That's almost a hole there. Here's the pass out there, and it's going to be caught by Tenner. Tenner breaks away, gets loose. He's still struggling and knocked out of bounds finally at about the 43-yard line.
Did a good job with the stiff arm out there. Had him wrapped up for an open field tackle, but he stiff arms him right here and is able to break free.
Well, it almost looks like a hole here. Well, maybe not, but maybe I was hoping they'd call a hole.
Stiff arm right there. Yep. Get out of my way.
Yep. He's a tough little cookie.
He is. Give that Derrick Henry stiff arm.
You mentioned, yeah. Boy, he's been a great player, hasn't he?
I saw this week possibly Titans going to put him on the block.
Oh, I can't believe that. To me, he's the face of that franchise offensively. Maybe I'm wrong. 3rd down and 7, a good 7. Bucky with 6:20. Wants to throw, does throw. Got a man down here, and it's caught. Is he in bounds? I think he's out of bounds. Did they give it to him? He's in bounds. Mike Jasper doesn't squawk right below us, so I guess he was in bounds. Boy, he did a great job catching that on a high pass, didn't he?
He did. He kind of tippy-toed right here. Here's a replay. You see, long throw across the field against the grain. I thought he was going to go out of bounds, but he does a good job of keeping his feet down. Yeah, good catch.
That's a good catch.
That was good in the NFL.
It really was. Well, make it 1st down and 10. Well, we let him off the hook that time. The governor gave him a reprieve, 5:56. Like Hubble giving his tennis kids water breaks. 5:50 left here.
Water breaks? What are those?
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. They go with the up back. They go to Tenor. Tenor hits the line, and the line hits him. He might get a yard or two, about a yard, and that's about it. This has been a cleanly played but very physical football game, as you might expect from both of these teams. First time they've ever played.
Yeah, first time they ever played, and I tell you what, this would be a good game to put on the schedule for the Cats, it looks like.
Well, if they would go to Chicago early next year, I might rent a car and go up there and see the Cubs and go a day early.
I've checked that out, Dave.
Of course, that'd be on our own expense, that from that standpoint. Well, the rental car wouldn't be, but we'd take Austin with us. Austin went down to Alabama yesterday. Cross country doing a really good job down there. Took 2nd place in the Warhawk Classic. 2nd down and 10. 4:50 left in the second stanza. They go underneath and incomplete. And, boy, that was really close to pass interference.
It was. He tried to jump. The route bumped him. I think maybe a good no call by the official.
Yep.
But if he catches that, it's going to be hard to catch him down that sideline over there.
Calhoun, the intended receiver. Who moved in here that time? Who got that stop? It was number 2, Demetrius Gilbert from Tower High School in Atlanta, Georgia. They're not happy in Atlanta today. When do the playoffs begin again? Tomorrow?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, I got to go with Texas. I can't pull for Houston on that side.
My brother-in-law's from Houston. He's a big Texas fan, or Houston fan, and then my father-in-law's wife is a huge Texas fan.
Here's a pass complete to the tight end. He's inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and about a yard or two. Or is that 4th? It's going to be 4th and about 2. Well, they'll have to go for it here. Well, I love you. I know you love your brother, and I'm sure he's a fine man, but that bunch of cheaters down in Houston banging the drums and stealing the signs, they beat my Yankees. 4th down and 2. Dodgers and Atlanta both out. That's remarkable.
It is.
4th down and 2. That's baseball, though.
Especially Atlanta, man.
Yeah. Now, play call coming from across the way.
Speaking of the Braves, my brother-in-law, David McDonald, and my sister Jan, listening in Smyrna, Tennessee, Dave, huge Brave fans. I know they're kind of hurting a little bit.
Glad they're tuned in. Here's the handoff to Tenor. Tenor, second effort. I'm not sure he got it. He's very close. It's going to be whether the right foot goes down or the left foot goes down. He's got it, but he didn't get it by a lot, did he?
He did not. Left foot, right foot. I've used that analogy many a times, and this time the left foot wins.
Well, I'll tell you someone else, vice president of this school, Wayne Scott. Wayne may be here today. He's a diehard Braves fan.
Yeah.
Yep.
He may have to take a sabbatical after what happened.
Now, you know who's the biggest Cub fan on this campus other than you?
Who?
Linda Hearn.
Yes,
yeah,
you
she's
were
a
right.
diehard Cub fan. Yeah.
I should have
her
known
late
that.
husband, Joe.
Yeah.
They're from Chicago. 3:27 left here. 1st and 10. Boy, he didn't get that by a lot, but he got it. So game of inches, as you see and hear so many times in sports. Under center. They play fake it to Tenor. And they go down here, and his pass is incomplete. And a great play defensively by the Cats. Kamari Lewis denied any kind of position that they could get that ball. Intended receiver downfield, but 2nd down and 10, Craig.
Officials' hats go flying, which indicates man went out of bounds, so he's ineligible to come back in. So that pass was for naught.
We've got a nice hat up here today, the bucket hat that Hummel has. You and I'd look good in those.
We were trying to find some, but
Claire would look good in those. I don't know if
extra.
Austin would look good or not in the bucket hat, but Claire would look good in that. 2nd down and 10.
Claire's dressed for winter.
She is. She's got her pink on today. Looks lovely. 2nd down and 10.
Sweater.
Dropping back. Bucky looking, and she's going to throw that out of bounds. Good decision there. Great pressure by the Cats.
I think that's what he was trying to do last time on the interception down here. This time he's able to flip it a little bit higher, get it over the top of the Cats cheerleaders.
Shipton, Xavier King, and also Goldberg, all those guys in there putting pressure on the quarterback, Bucky. Well, that's 3rd down and 10. The ball at the Cat 34-yard line. Bethel leads the game 6-0. What time does the ball start today?
2:30. This game's rolling right along, Dave.
It is, yeah. 1st and 10. The ball at the 33-yard line. 3 minutes left here. And the Cats jump offside. Unless they call illegal motion. Remember?
Yeah.
It's offside. Jumping that time was Shipton. Big guy from Orange, California. He's a Texas State transfer. Bethel really loaded up this year on transfers.
They sure did, and got some quality players too in that. And I don't have a transfer portal, if you will, but
there's not any runts in those letters, are there?
No, there's not.
3rd down and 5. 2:59 makes it more manageable for them if they had to go for it on 4th down here. So that's a big penalty. Doubles top of your screen, far side left if you're listening. And now Bethel jumps off again. Too quick. Jared Young.
Mental mistakes will agonize a coaching staff.
That's got to drive Coach Springer. I think he's up here in the booth. Got to drive him nuts. And that will move the ball now down to the 23-yard line where it's 1st and 10 with 2:59 left. And Craig, that's just giving them too much there.
It's a non-contact penalty right there. You
Sure.
can't have it.
Well, both teams fighting penalties a little bit. Bethel came in here today, we mentioned, 441 yards. Right off the bat, we got 2 10-yard penalties. 1st and 10, the ball at the 23. I'm not sure if he changed his cadence or what he did, but he got him off target that time, didn't he? Bucky, good-looking quarterback. 6'1", 205. They go to Tenner this time. Tenner trying to find a hole. They just cannot run the ball against Bethel.
They can't.
And he's dropped for a yard loss at the 24, and a host of Cats there. Guy on the bottom of the pile this time is Xavier King, who made a mistake a moment ago.
They shifted the tight end over again. They ran that strength of that tight end side.
King comes out, and Shipton comes back in.
Wildcats doing a good job of making that adjustment. When that tight end shifts over, that's where the strength's going. That's where they ran the football majority of the time. Hadn't ran any counters back off of that to the backside.
What they saw Georgetown do last week hadn't worked for them today, has it?
Has not.
2nd down, a loss of about a yard, 2nd and 11. Far side left is Ethan Cano. They put it in motion this time. Calhoun, take him over to the left. Bucky, play clock down to 4. Cats have pressure on him. Goldberg's after him. Bucky will turn and fire, and is that caught? My goodness, did he catch that ball? The official said, yes, he caught that ball.
Wow.
What a catch by Ethan Cano. Watch him keep these feet in bounds.
What a great throw, too, by the quarterback, extending the play and making a last-second shot in a dart throw, and it's complete.
Almost desperation, wasn't it?
It is. There'll be pressure coming right there. Looking for the line of scrimmage. He stays behind, and what a catch.
Tossed it like a baseball pitcher almost. Well, it's 3rd down at about 4, a long 4. Cats get in there, really putting different people in and out. Young goes in, and Shipton's going to come out. He doesn't understand why he's coming out of the game. Now, Coach Brewer's down there talking to him. That's not Shipton. That was actually, that is Shipton who came out. 3rd down and 4, and Coach running all the way down the field wants a timeout. He needs one. We need one. 1:31 in a tight game. 6-0 Bethel with 1:31 in the half. And faced with a 3rd down and 4 at the Bethel 17-yard line is Roosevelt. We're back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Lead 6-0, but Roosevelt threatening to have it 3rd down and 4 on the Wildcats 17. Dave McCulley, good ball game so far defensively.
Hometown Hangout. Well, if we all go to Hometown Hangout and get the 10% discount after the game, they open at 4:30. You would get the discount. Hubble would get the discount. Austin would get the discount. Claire and I, we didn't wear purple. Someone's got to loan us a purple shirt. Bucky will go under center, 3rd down and 4. 1:31 left here. Big couple plays here forthcoming. They give it to Tenner. Tenner crashes his way inside the 15. He's got the first down to the 13-yard line. Had to get just to the 13. I think he's barely over it. Let's wait and see. Yep, he got it.
Got to move the sticks.
They keep running that same play, and it hadn't really worked a lot for them, but it worked that time, enough for the first down.
3 yards in the cloud of dust is all you need, and that's what they got right there. They got 4+, and that was enough for a first down.
I had a lot of angle here at the hometown hangout press box, but I don't know if I wouldn't have made them measure that. That looked really close, didn't it?
Yeah.
So at the 13, it's 1st and 10. Clock running as we hit the 1 minute mark, 60 seconds left in the half. Bucky under center. Bucky, play fakes, looks, nothing in that end zone at all. The Cats have them covered up, and that ball is out of bounds. Incomplete, intended receiver, Keontae Nixon. He came closer to connecting on that than I thought he was going to, but the Cats had him covered up pretty well down in that end zone.
Had 3 purple jerseys all over it. Good coverage downfield by the Cats. Had the quarterback roll out. Had nothing else, nowhere else to throw it.
6-0. The receiving votes, Lakers out of Chicago, giving Bethel all they want here. A mistake-prone first half by both teams. And right now it's almost a battle of attrition. Who's going to break through on this thing, and can Bethel extend the lead later, or will this bunch take the lead here?
What's the score? What's the time?
51 seconds, sir. Here's Bucky in that shotgun. Moves Tenner to his left. Tenner wearing the long sleeve, white sleeves there. Underneath they go, and it's caught. And the receiver catches, and boy, he's popped as he gets to about the 4-yard line.
And Dave, keep
underneath, that was Ethan Cano.
Roosevelt has the football here. They score. They get it coming out the second half, too.
They sure do. Bethel really making them work here. Shipton coming back in the game. Bethel getting beef in there on the 3rd down at about 7. Bethel does Beasley out of the game. 3rd down and almost 6, actually. They're in the eye. They give it to Tenner. Tenner plunges his way and does a full turn, but he only gets down to about the 8.
So decision time now for Roosevelt.
4th. They almost ran that almost like they were going to sell for a field goal, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm not a mind reader, but just the way they ran that, 4th down, and he picked up maybe a yard. It's 4th and a good 5 almost. I don't know that he got a lot, but they'll move it to the 8, and it's going to be 4th and 4, a good 4, with 10 seconds left, and I think they're probably going to try to kick field goal here.
Getting the ball coming out second half, that's probably the play you want to do if you're coach over there for Roosevelt. You get the 3, you come out in the second half.
You got the ball?
Got the ball. Probably a smart play. You take the points right here.
This will be only the 4th field goal attempt by the Lakers this year. They're 2 or 3, I should say, longest 28, Craig. So obviously if they kicked it here, they'd move it back, let's see, 8, 15, be about a 25-yard attempt.
Andrew Baccaro, the kicker, 6', 205-pound junior.
Actually, the ball's around the 7-yard line. The soccer stripes always confuse me a little bit. Speaking of soccer, the Cats back home next week, coming off big wins.
Dave McCulley?
They're going for it.
They say no, sir.
How about this?
With 10 seconds.
Well, 4th and a good 5 at the Bethel 8.
Now, with a timeout to burn, they could be trying to draw the Cats off sides, too.
Bucky? Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to snap this ball. Play clock's at 15. He's up under center again. He's barking out the cadence, and the Cats ain't buying it. Well, 3rd time he's under center, and he's backed off every time. Cats are saying someone moved. And, yep, they'll take the delay of game. Or did they call the timeout?
They don't have any timeouts left, so
yeah, that's right. Yep, they took it. That doesn't hurt them. I mean, they move it back 5 yards. And they'll bring Baccaro in the game. Well, they tried, but Bethel didn't go for it, did they?
Did not.
So to move it back to the 13, the holder will be Alex Trant.
I'm watching Kennedy Gillespie across the way in the corner. She's guarding the Chick-fil-A bags for the chain crew over there.
She's doing a good job of that, too.
She's on it, yeah.
She's saying, when is this half going to end? Baccaro will kick it. Going to be a 30-yard attempt. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and it's blocked! The Cats blocked that football. They're trying to scramble down there, and they get it. Coming up with it will be Eatman. And Eatman's going to come this way now. Is it Auburn and Alabama again? He'll come to the 15, to the 20, to the 25.
Look at here.
Holds his way, 40, 45, midfield. They'll not catch him, I don't think. Now they knock him out of bounds. No, it's a blocker. They knock out of bounds. And Eatman will take it 95 yards.
Wow, what a turn of events right here for the Cats, Dave McCulley.
Unbelievable. I couldn't tell who blocked it. Eatman went 95 yards, and watch the replay, folks. Let's let the screen for you folks watching do the talking, and look at this. It's blocked. He ran in circles back there, and what a play.
Oh.
We'll have to get the replay again. They had one guy, and the guy that had a chance to catch him, we got a great block on him back there. The Roosevelt folks were screaming that it was an illegal block, but let's wait and see. Marker on the play. Knocked him out of bounds. That was a good block by Ashley Gilbert. Where's the marker?
It's down here.
The unsportsmanlike sideline warning. Touchdown.
So, wow, what a play by the Cats special teams.
How about you get him 95 yards? Is that what we got him?
It would have been 97.
97-yard punt return for the kickoff. And Eatman's the guy that got it, right? Who was it that blocked it?
Number 2.
Gilbert blocked it. Eatman brought it back, and Welch knocked it through. And Eatman, yes, Cortez Eatman. And the Cats lead the game at the half. Your happy score here thus far, 13-0 Bethel. Got a little smack talking going on between the teams. That doesn't need to happen. 13-zip, the Cats. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back after this on Worthy Road Studios, the Ball Game Blitz, and 100.9 WEIO, a 2-minute break. And we can print them out in moments. Chris, for reasons, will let us and lead us into those in a minute. We'll also have the stats on the screen for you, and Craig will have those for you as well. Well, Craig, what a turn of events there in the last seconds of the first half.
Well, let's see. We played hacky sack off of one interception. Got the football. Then we play a block a field goal, and honestly, probably the most electrifying return touchdown I've seen in this stadium in several years. I can't think of one.
Remember I said he's at Auburn and Alabama again.
Absolutely.
That's what it wound up being.
That's exactly what it was. What a return by the Cats right there. And what a momentum shift, too, for if you're Roosevelt. Just a total deflation. You know, you set yourself up for 3 right before the half, get the ball coming out second half. That happens. Cats go up, had a 6-0 lead. Now they're 13-0 at the half. Big turnaround for the Cats right there. All
right, Craig, you've got the scoring recap. Well, why don't you do that for us? There's not much there, 2 scores. Well, it's a lot there if you look at the lead, 13-0, but as far as the amount of scoring. But the Cats lead the game 13-0. Why don't you do the scoring recap, and that will give Chris time to get those stats up there. And then we'll have the highlights, you'll see those plays where Bethel scored at the 4:06 mark of the first, and then they score here as time expired. You've got those plays.
Yeah, 4:06 mark of the first period. Colazzo has a pass complete to J.D. Dixon for 30 yards for the Roosevelt 0 for a touchdown to 4:06 mark. Jackson Billups' field goal attempt right before half by Roosevelt was blocked, recovered by Bethel's Cortez Eatman. 97-yard returns later, touchdown for the Cats to lead this one 13-0 over the Roosevelt Lakers here at Wildcat Stadium from the hometown hangout press box.
Getting a little concerned about the band getting ready to go down there because we have other activities along with the band. They do a great job under the direction of Dr. D, Dr. Jerry Jones, and they'll be performing here in just a matter of moments. Let's take another break, a 2-minute break. We'll come back and have those stats on the screen for you and more about this first half. It's Bethel 13, Roosevelt the Lakers nothing. This is Bethel Football of the Bethel Football Network.
Hangout press box. Wildcats lead this one 13-0. Going to go to some highlight plays right now from the ball game blitz. Here's the first one, the first touchdown for the Wildcats. Colazzo, play action. Looking, throws one deep down the middle of the field. Complete to J.D. Dixon for the 30-yard score to 4:06 to go in the first quarter. Put the Cats up 6-0. Extra point was no good. Second play, fumble recovery by the Bethel Wildcat defense. Bad snap. Fumble by the quarterback. Jumped on by the Wildcats. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Another good play here by the Bethel defense. Pressure by the Bethel defense down the middle of the field. Off the heel of the receiver for Roosevelt. It's picked off, taken all the way to the end zone, but the officials blow it dead. Have to go to the replay as Coach Jasper threw his red penalty or challenge flag about halfway across the field. They blew it dead at the point of interception, so that's where the Cats took over. Wasn't able to convert it. They fumbled it later in that series. Here's right before half the play, the block. Roosevelt attempting the field goal. It's blocked by the Cats. It's picked off by Eatman. He returns it some 97 yards for the Cats score to make the score 13-0. Cats on top of Roosevelt. He reverses field, comes all the way down, and great downfield blocking right here by the Wildcats. Good block right there. Still on his feet, coming down the sideline, and what a tremendous block coming right there by number 2, Gilbert for the Cats to spring Eatman for the score and swing the momentum back to the Wildcats as they lead this one 13-0. Here's the first half statistics. Score is 13-0. First downs, 4 for Roosevelt. 11 for the Cats. Rushing yards, Roosevelt, 4 carries for 12. Wildcats, 16 carries for 38. Passing yards, Roosevelt, 42 yards in the air, 154 for the Cats. Pass attempts, completions, 19 of 14, or 14 of 19. The Wildcats, Colazzo, 6 of 13 for Roosevelt. Total offensive plays and yards, 25 for Roosevelt, net 38 yards for the Wildcats. 35 offensive plays, 192 yards. Fumble returns, there were 0. Kickoff return yards, 1 for 19 for the Cats. Interception returns, 2 for the Wildcats. Punts averaging 2. Bethel 2 punts for 15.5 yards. Had that one shank that really hurt that average. For Roosevelt, they have 2 punts, 51 yards. Fumbles lost, 1 of 1 for Bethel, 1 of 1 for Roosevelt's. Penalty yards, Roosevelt 1 of 6. Bethel 6 of 46. Got to improve that the second half. Possession time, Roosevelt 12 minutes and 40 seconds. The Wildcats 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Third down efficiency, 2 of 6 for Roosevelt, 33.3%. Wildcats right at the 50% mark, 3 of 6 fourth down conversions. Roosevelt 1 of 1. Wildcats 0 of 1 in red zone scores, 1 of 1 for Roosevelt, 0 for 1 for the Wildcats. Wildcats lead this one 13-0 at the half. The Bethel Wildcat Band now performing on the field. Roosevelt over to the left, getting some instruction from their individual coaching staff. The Wildcats in their home locker room as the Cats lead this one 13-0 here at halftime. Dave McCulley joins me back in the press box now. Dave, just looking at the stats, the defense for Bethel just really doing a number on that Roosevelt offense. 25 plays for Roosevelt, only 38 yards of total offense. And we talk about the Roosevelt defense today. Talk about a bounce back. Wildcat defense doing a job right now.
And where Bethel gave up yardage on the ground last week, man, it's been like warfare in those trenches down there, hasn't it?
Sure has. Only 12 yards for Roosevelt, rushing yards for the half, and that's a phenomenal defensive statistic for the Wildcats right there.
No doubt about it. Well, the Cats lead the game 13-0. Next week we'll be back here at the Hometown Hangout Press Box. And we'll have our time for you. Craig and I will, the good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise at 12:30. And that'll be the kickoff at 1 o'clock. It's homecoming. Hey, fans, don't forget to check out Bethel Athletics and Bethel EDU as far as all the activities that's going on with homecoming. And, Craig, there's a lot of things going on next week. And we'll talk about some of those as well, but always fun. Don't forget the Hometown Hangout, folks, too. Just right there on the verge of town. They open at 4:30. Wear your Bethel gear for 10% off your meal today. And make sure you go in and tell them you enjoy the game and tell them you enjoy them being a big sponsor for us today as well. Other sponsors that make it possible for us to be here with you is Hometown Health Clinic, Centennial Bank, Smith & Smith Optometry, City Florist, State Farm, Hometown Hangout we mentioned a moment ago, Anchor Transportation, Carroll Bank and Trust, West Tennessee Public Utilities, Trevathian's Electrical Services, and Nikki Joe Stafford. Don't forget, folks, today is Wrap Day. They have a ceremony coming up here in just a few minutes. When that takes place, we'll tell you more about it. And don't forget, today is also Coaches to Cure MD. The team and the coaches wearing patches today in honor of fighting MD. The number 12 Wildcats wearing that organizational patch today. And don't forget that it is one of the most common fatal genetic disorders diagnosed with childhood, primarily affecting boys. And we applaud all the coaches around the country wearing those patches today in trying to stamp out MD. We'll take a 2-minute break. Be back. Craig will have more about his thoughts about the game, what the Cats have to do to continue and take this lead even further and win the ball game. 13-0 at the break. Stay with us on McCulley. Craig Lund with you this afternoon with our SID crew. Don't forget that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and today we're wearing the color purple to show our support. Representatives from RAP, the Women's and Men's Resource and Rape Assistance Program, and Bethel's Title IX and Prevention Services Department at tables near the entrance to the stadium, handing out free resources and giveaways. They also have the Clothesline Project on display on the fences around the stadium with T-shirts made by domestic violence survivors and those loved ones who also have lost their lives to interpersonal violence. We certainly want you to check that out as we honor those that have been fighting this certainly sad situations. Just a reminder, too, that the Clothesline Project on the fences around the stadium with T-shirts made by those survivors and the loved ones who lost their lives as well. RAP's mission is to prevent intimate partner violence, stop the transmission of violence to children, youth, and young adults, and build healthy relationships across the lifespan. RAP provides services to survivors and families throughout 20 counties in West Tennessee. RAP is the largest victim service agency by geography in the state of Tennessee and has been serving the area since 1975. So keep those folks not only in your prayers for help, but also keep them in your prayers for where we can stop this dreaded monstrous situation that happens to so many people that aren't as fortunate as we are. Let's take another 2-minute break. The band wrapping up, and then we'll have that ceremony concerning RAP quickly at midfield. We'll come back right after this on the Bethel Football Network. They need to wrap this up. Hey, Claire, go down and tell him to start reading an hour ceremony for RAP, and Emma and them will know to get them out there. Tell him to start getting. Tell Emma to start getting them out there. Just walking this way. Here we go.
Messages about RAP.
Lisa Tyler, the mayors, Joseph Butler, Mr. Griffin, Mayor Griffin out there from McKenzie, Brad Chappell, and they're reading the situations about domestic violence, and certainly we can't say enough about how a great job these folks do with RAP. Reminding you, too, that the proclamation was signed earlier back in the Holland Room, and we have all the VIPs down there, Craig, and certainly calls that we all need to be aware of, and I think we're aware of it sometimes, but I think we don't take it for we folks that haven't experienced those kind of things. I think we take it for granted sometimes that there are a lot of people out there that need our help, and this group really provides that, don't they?
Yeah, they provide an outlet for somebody to go talk and get the help that they need, or get them out of a situation that will help them down the road and get them out of, especially children, families, things of that nature. Just a great organization right here, and so glad that Bethel is partnering to highlight this.
Certainly the case. Emma Klein, the gang down there, helping us from the SID group as well. Along with Bethel Athletics, Worthy Road Studios produces live broadcasts of Union University, Freed Hardeman, Peabody, Jackson Christian, Sacred Heart, and my very own Trinity Christian Academy folks. The Ballgame Blitz, the best source for West Tennessee, all produced by Worthy Road Studios. Paul Schultz and the gang. Be sure to like and follow Worthy Road Studios, the Ballgame Blitz on Facebook, and subscribe to Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel today. The channel received 61,684 views here in the last few days. The Ballgame Blitz is also on Twitter, so you can follow the sports broadcast there as well. Worthy Road Studios is also available for varied productions in other areas. Paul and Chris and the gang, we know that Chris is really the main guy behind everything, but they're available for coverage of almost any event you may need them. That may be for a reception, funeral, church events, and much, much more. Be sure and check out Paul Schultze, Christopher Reasons, Ashley Janda, Billy Bolden, and all the gang. You can call Paul today at 731-499-1730. That's 731-499-1730. And I'm sure you agree with me, and not saying this because Paul was in the booth with us a little while ago, but having these folks aboard is like dealing with CBS, isn't it?
It sure is, and it's nice when you have a question, for example, the interception, the hacky sack is what I'll call it, able to go back and watch that replay 2 or 3 times to verify, and obviously down there on the replay attempt, came in big for Coach Jasper right there as we got the interception off of that. So, yeah, great job they do giving us the replay action and broadcasting the ball games for us.
You and I both been in the high school business for a long time, and I remember Tim Haney, the former great coach over at Trenton Peabody, those years I covered them in Gibson County and Bradford and basketball and then in football as well with GC and with Trenton Peabody. But he used to always call plays like that at the end of the half mood changers. And he said, man, when those things happen, it sometimes can lead to just total chaos for the other team.
Well, it really, and again, Roosevelt gets the ball coming out second half. Kind of like what we talked about in the first half for Bethel. How are they going to come out today and react to what happened last week against Georgetown? Same thing for Roosevelt coming out of the half, going into this half. How are they going to react? What's going to be the mentality? Are they going to bring that let down there at the first half into the second half, their first offensive possession? Or they're going to say, hey, guys, that's water under the bridge. It's like history. It's gone. Let's move forward. Are they going to come out and attack this defense by the Wildcats?
Such a big play. Special teams, such a big play in the first half for both teams. And we talked about them only having 38 total yards in offense. Bethel only had 192. Now, for some folks, that'd be really good, but not for Bethel when they've had 500 or 600 in several games. But, we didn't run the ball very well ourselves, 38 yards. Bethel did their best damage in the air at 154.
They sure did. And, again, I go back to Roosevelt got away from that blitz late in the second half, and that's where Bethel was getting their big chunk, except for the big pass to the big touchdown in the first quarter to Dixon. Bethel was dinking and diving them, and when they blitzed to that side, that's where we picked up all of our big yardage on the passing game.
Back to receive this second half kickoff will be Calhoun. He's going to be joined back there by Paul, and Johnson will kick it away. Had a touchback early in the game. Well, no, it wasn't. The guy brought it out of there, didn't he?
You did.
Well, Johnson will kick it away, and we get ready. The clock winding down, the big new scoreboard. We haven't talked about that a lot today, but the scoreboard's in full force now, isn't it? Yeah, knock on wood. That and the officials, Mike.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it on the touchdown on the block kick. The official got taken out down here on the return, and I hope he was okay. I didn't really pay attention after we saw all the celebrating.
Well, I'm not sure what we're waiting on. The eclipse couldn't be that. Paul Schultz, he's back in the end zone down there, mounted up in the upper level where he can get some good shots. Worthy Roads does a great job covering it.
They're waiting on the clock to get set.
Why is the clock not set?
They're waiting on this. There we go.
They couldn't be eating because they've been eating enough already down there in that booth. And speaking of eating, look to your right there. How many plates is that now? 3? That's a small plate. I will give him that plate. Yeah, that will give him that. Well, guys, we're ready to play. Folks limbering up down there, and I'm not sure why this delay. I shudder as an SID to even go down there and ask. Now they get the 15 minutes up there. Thanks, guys. Your check will be cut. Here's Johnson to kick it away, and 30 minutes of football, and the Cats lead 13-0. This game's been so wild, though, I wouldn't predict anything right now.
Absolutely not.
I had a wild one last night. You guys were off. I had a wild one last night down in Memphis.
But can you believe next week is week 9 of high school football?
It's unbelievable. Here's a short pooch kick. Going to be called for the fair catch. He dropped
Fumble.
it. And it's loose. It's still loose. Bethel says they have it. Let's wait and see. He got it. Never really had it. He had his paws around it. And Bethel's running off the field like they've got it. No signal. Now the officials say, yes, the Cats have it. Javante Carter, another special teams play by Carter.
Well, if Roosevelt, we talk about Bethel special teams issue coming into the game, and again, they've had some blunders or hiccups this game, but now back-to-back by Roosevelt, not how they wanted to start the second half for sure.
If you spell implode, I don't know that Coach Williams would like that right now. I mean, they gave up the 98-yard block punt return for a score. Now they, right off the bat, 4 seconds into this quarter, give up a fumble on the pooch punt. I like the idea that Bethel had there. Roberts trying to get far side right, and he gets out there, but they're going to give him only about a yard.
May have got away with a hold out there on the edge, too.
Let's watch the replay and see. Mayhop made the stop.
They ran the stretch play to the right side, and we're not going to see that replay, but it felt like our tackle got outside and maybe grabbed hold a little bit.
No gain, second down and 10. Thought he might have got a yard, but they say no. Clock running, 14:25. Roberts, they move him now to the left. He wanted to go to the right. Colasso said, nope, need you over here. They're back to tight end. Bowles back off the line. Adjusting, look like they're changing the play. Colasso looks over the middle, looks, throws, incomplete. Again, Taylor trying to do a little bit of acting job, and he's saying I'm being held, and the official not biting on that. Third down and 10.
That play from the get-go didn't look good. You had an issue with the tight end coming off.
A little confused, wasn't it?
The slot and the receiver on this end wasn't off the line, so kind of a little hiccup right there on that offensive play call.
And they signal in the play. Coach Bright will send it to them. Brett Peterson, actually, the guy that sent it to him. Brett still needs a haircut. 44-yard line. I'd like to take him down and let Melissa Brown get a hold of that hair. Third down and 10. She'd do a number on it. She's up in Canada right now. Here's Colasso. Got to be sacked. Sacked back at the 48. He was hit right at the knees by Jaron Edwards, the defensive back.
See if we can get a replay on that. I want to see if that cornerback came off the blitz right there on the right side of that defensive side.
There it is.
See where he comes from.
Yep, sure did. You called it.
Corner blitz.
And we just missed the block.
Yeah.
Surratt missed the block.
Yeah, whiffed off that blitz. Did a good job disguising. If had bump coverage on the receiver out there that he slips off and comes on the corner blitz, Colasso no time to step and throw.
In Surratt's defense, that's hard for a lineman to block that thing out there in open space.
Whoa.
Now here's a nice punt by Johnson. And they call for the fair catch, and it takes a Bethel roll that will be down at about the 11-yard line. That's a nice little spin there at the time, and down the ball down there is Jacius Clark. So the Lakers' defense holds, but their offense is pinned in the hole back here. They haven't had a lot of offense to brag about. 38 yards in the first half, and it's a 13-0. And Craig, you just feel like, and no disrespect to Roosevelt at all, but you just feel like Bethel's a series or two away from blowing the game open a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, haven't been able to really drive and score. The big play has been the Achilles heel for Roosevelt against our offense and our special teams.
Bucky has Tenner to his right. Sets his tight end down here on the right side of the line. Leaves one receiver up top. They go to Tenner. Tenner has a hole, and Tenner's going to hit that hole and move for about 3 or 4. We closed the hole pretty quickly, but he gets about 4. It's going to be second down and 6.
Looked like they were going to send a blitz of our own off the left side, but we don't do a lot of blitzing on our defensive unit. We stay pretty much at home and play defense. We don't blitz a lot, but I thought at that point right there that Darian Burns was going to go in on the blitz, but he just kind of shaded in the inside, almost as if he knew the play was going back to the inside on the run game to the far to shore it up on the backside.
Burns directing traffic down there in that linebacker position. Bethel sneaks up Beasley here. He looks like he may want to come in for the blitz. Now he backs off. Cats backing off now defensively. They give it to Tenner again. Tenner ducks his head. You can hear the pads popping up here. He moves to about the 21. Going to be about 2 yards short, maybe just a yard short. 3rd and 1.
Bethel had one safety back playing center field right there. Had island coverage down here. Roosevelt did on our defensive back. With been a good opportunity to throw a deep fade route down the sideline and go one-on-one against our D-backs.
Coach Williamson in his offensive coordinator, they've stayed true to the run, though. They keep trying to run it, don't they?
They do. And at some point, clock rolling, down 13-0, you got to feel like you got to open it up just a little bit. Not in panic mode yet if you're Roosevelt, but the way their offense runs, clock is not their friend right now.
Well, I would say they can't fall behind much more, can they?
No.
Here's the handoff to Tenner again. Tenner hit, and there's going to be a hole, I bet. The flag came in from back over here by the field judge. He's a long way from it, but he didn't get the first down anyway, I don't think.
That's a deep call by.
That is. It was 2 flags out there, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not so sure, Dave. This won't be against Bethel.
Well, let's wait and see.
Hubble says a face mask.
Oh, my goodness. Yep. Eyes like an eagle, Derek Hubble. Doesn't miss anything, does he?
Let's see the replay right here. Trying to see it. There it is, right there, number 8.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. No doubt about it. What? That's good officiating.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to stick that hand up there, but he did. And he got called for it. Or moved the ball to the 36-yard line.
Or drag him another 2 yards.
Exactly, yeah. So at the 36, 1st and 10, well, we let him off the hook that time.
Sure did.
Normally that's going to be a hole. That first flag is what I saw, and I thought it was, but then the official back here had a good angle at it, didn't he?
Hard to call interior hole from the back judge.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah. 1st and 10, 36-yard line.
All right, go watch the tight end.
Yep, he's backed off the line a little bit.
And the ball
pulled him.
Yep.
And here's Tenner. Tenner trying to follow that block. And for the most part, Bethel has done a great job. They stop him right only about a yard or 2 gain.
That's just too easy. Every time that tight end's come off the line,
it's almost like tipping it.
It is. It's a tendency. He's either going. The ball's going wherever he's staying. If he goes away, follow the tight end. He's going to go. Now, if they hit a backside counter with that, pull him and pull it back to the outside, back around. If our backside defensive end crashes, he'll have a cakewalk all the way down the end zone.
You wonder when they might try that.
Yeah.
2nd down at 8. Good analogy, Craig. 2nd down at 8. Ball at the 30. Almost 38, 37 and a half. If you're keeping score at home. If you are, you need counseling. Here is dropping back in the pocket, throwing, and just throwing it out of bounds. Called by one of the big linemen over there by the Lakers.
Again, good pressure by the defensive line and downfield and secondary coverage by the Wildcat defense.
Boy, the Cats had running right at him. They had Shipton again and Jaron Young both back in his wheelhouse. 3rd and 8. That's just good defense. Cats have really played well here today. You know, for the most part, they played pretty good the other day. It was the snafus that we had, mistakes we had, and then the running, we just didn't stop the run when we needed to. But for the most part, no, they didn't pass the ball on us at all last week, Georgetown. 1 pass completed.
Wow.
3rd down at 8. And yet they still won, put 52 points on the board. That's remarkable. Here's the pass. And incomplete. Boy, the Cats had that covered well. Brody Franks had the up coverage. Defensive back on the backside was Carter. And probably fortunate for the Lakers, he threw that one out of bounds awry.
Bud Key, the quarterback, he's had receivers open. His accuracy has been way off point today.
I think we've got, I'm not saying we got in his head a little bit. I think we've had him with a little bit of nervous feet at times. And the punter, Picaro, will stand out there. Gilbert will stand back near his 20. Clock stopped at 10:31 the 3rd. Bethel leads 13-0. Here's the punt. Nice booming punt. That's Eatman actually calling for it back at the 15. Eatman.
Get over here.
And coming this way, and he'll be a great block. Outstanding block. Eatman may go.
He gone.
He is gone to the house, I think. 40, 35, 30. 1 man to beat. And we get a block on him, and Eatman will dance into the end zone. Touchdown, Eatman! And the Cats. And a flag, though, at the 45-yard line.
Yep. Probably going to be a block in the back against the Cats. I didn't see it. Wasn't looking for it. Let's see the replay right here, see if we can pick it up.
That was a great block by Javante Carter back there, but that was not where the flag. He had a great block back here at about the 30. The flag's at the 45-yard line of, that would be, 2 touchdowns we've had called back today?
It was. Here's a call.
30 to kick. Holding. Return team number 33.
The guilty culprit is Markel Crawford.
All right, here's a replay, Dave. Let's see if we can see it. Good booming punt by
It was a good punt.
Roosevelt punter. High kick like you want. Eatman catches it, goes to his right, and then reverses field where he's got blocking. Right here, boom, turn around, come this way.
You'll see a block by Carter here in a minute that's really an outstanding block. Moved him right out of there. Now let's, at the 45 is where it's going to happen. Well, I didn't see it.
I don't see anything there.
Great hustle, dude, by Dakota Braswell down there trying to get Eatman free, and he got in there, but it's going to be all called back. I thought it was at the 45 down here. They've got to call that way back here. I agree with our statistician, Derek Hubble. They moved the ball all the way back to Bethel's 17-yard line.
It should be a spot foul.
That's what I thought, too. Mike Jasper's not squawking much, but I don't know that I've ever seen something like that.
I haven't either.
The flag was back over here at the 45 to our left. That's all the way back now at the 17, the ball is. Low snap, but Collazo comes up with it. Collazo looking for the kill.
Great time.
Now he's going to have to scramble, and they are going to let him get out of there. And Collazo was then hit at about the 23 or 4-yard line.
Well, he had all kinds of time, but
Sure
great
did.
downfield coverage by the Roosevelt defense.
That's secondary coverage,
It
isn't it?
was. Collazo wanted to take a shot, just didn't have a man open.
Here's a replay for you folks watching the game. Remember, we have the radio audience as well.
Look at that pass blocking.
That
Great
is
job.
Great blocking. Oh, that's super. And no holes there either. But he saw a little bit of a crease and found it. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 after a pick up of 3. It's a short 3. Roberts to the right of Collazo. Clock running 9:50 third quarter. Bethel leads 13-0. Collazo drops. Collazo looks. Collazo wide open. Roberts bobbles. Can't hold on to it. Wide open, and he may score if he holds on.
The easiest type is the ones that's right in his hands, and he couldn't hold on, pull it in.
The only person in this, only 2 people are more upset by that, or 3 people. Coach Bright, the offensive coordinator, Coach Jasper, the head coach, and our statistician, Derek Hubble. 2nd down and 3. He bobbled it. I thought he was going to hold on after the first bobble, but the second bobble got him.
The second bobble got him, yeah.
Well, that's why we need a Derek Hubble bobblehead.
Oh.
3rd down and 3. They'd sell big, I'm telling you. $25 a shot.
30 with a bucket hat.
I can see it. LM Enterprises, Lund and McCulley. 3rd down and about.
LLC.
LLC. Now whistles, and what's this about? Bethel calls a timeout. We'll take a real quick one with them. A 30-second break, guys. Back after this on the Bethel Football Network. Claire has, Hubble has, but we got to get by there. The hometown hangout. I'm hinting around which one of these people is going to take me down there for the free meal. 3rd down and 3.
Claire said she didn't say anything. She's just listening.
Okay, good. 3rd down and 3. Collazo sends Roberts to his left. Triples here to the near side, the home side of the field. Collazo on the big 3rd down play. Looks, he's sacked.
Blitz came again this time right. They brought the house. They brought all 3 linebackers right off the right side of the defense. Wide open hole.
Draper there, also there. Well, it's Draper, 23, not 33. Well, the Cats look like they may have struck pay dirt again a moment ago, but it goes awry. They have back to receive this punt. Calhoun and Tran. And Johnson needs one here.
Oh, really needs a good punt right. They got 2 guys back now.
Yep. He'll get it away from just around the 10. Not a good punt. Off the side of his foot, goes out of bounds. That's going to go out at about 35-yard line.
Again, plus territory for Roosevelt.
And that, not that they're out of the game, but that keeps them right in the game even more so, doesn't it?
It really does, especially with the Cats not being able to capitalize on that punt return. And they'll have it 1st and 10. Where they spotted down?
Bethel 35-yard line.
35-yard line. Short field right here.
Well, last report, the Tide was leading Arkansas 21-6. I'm not sure has Tennessee started yet.
2:30.
2:30. Then the Cats play later tonight. Prime Time had the big lead last night. Let it get away. Okay, they've come back in the game then. The Pigs. Uh-oh. Tide may be in some trouble in Tuscaloosa. Here's the handoff. And that's going to be Tenor. And the run game, they keep going to it, but it's not been their day to run the ball. Bethel stops him right there. First half, 38 total yards. And, Craig, they only had -4 rushing.
Wow.
Obviously, some of that mounts up when you get the sacks and those kind of things, or when the quarterback's trying to run and stop. They send 2 receivers far side left. That's Nixon and Calhoun. 1 receiver here to the near side. Put the tight end, Biddle, down to the left. Looking, throwing downfield, and wide open at the 10. And catching that football will be Calhoun.
Defensive breakdown in the secondary that time by the Cats.
I mean, there was no one within 8 yards of him. We did lucky to get over there and knock him down and keep him from scoring. And the guy that made the stop was Javante Carter. Frank's out there as well.
Quarterback did a little pump and go right there, and really wasn't no go to it. I didn't really need to pump it. He was wide open.
Sure, absolutely. The only thing up to question was whether he would bobble it or not. They put the tight end again, Biddle to the left. Slot, they put the slot man in motion here, Calhoun. Got his backs to each one of them. There to block for him. And looking, here's the pass down to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Keontae Nixon caught that football. No flags on the play. That is a 20-yard, no, it's not a 20-yard strike. That's what, 9 yards out? 9-yard touchdown pass.
I got it at 10.
10-yard, all right. Official stat decision. 10-yard touchdown pass. And just like that, it's a 13-6 game.
You know, Budke can't throw a ball into the outline, to the sideline on a direct shot, but he throws that corner route. That fade is better, as good as anyone I've seen.
What do you say? Nixon caught it, guys. Here's the PAT. It's up. 12 caught it, and that is Keontae Nixon. Well, the PAT, Macaro's good. It's a 13-7 game. We've got a game, folks, with 7:19 left here in the third stanza. Back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Hometown hangout press box. Wildcat football. Wildcats lead 13-7, but Roosevelt strikes their second possession of the second half to cut the lead to 6. 13-7. Cats still lead.
Remember, that was just a 35-yard drive after the poor punt that set them up in business. And it is a 13-7 game. We've got a game. Not that we didn't have one when it was 13-0, but Craig, you just didn't feel like their offense was going to be that successful. Bethel helped stymie them all game, and then bang, they come up with that. They took control of that 35-yard drive, didn't they?
Sure did.
Here's the kick. And Gilbert is cut down at about the 25-yard line. You can sense now the momentum. They're feeling good about themselves as Nick Paul, special teams player, knocked him down.
Yeah, good coverage right there by Roosevelt. And the Wildcat offense got to come out, and honestly right now, Dave, 7:12 to go. Ideally, you want to grind this clock down to the fourth quarter, punching in the score, because Roosevelt with momentum, the offense has got to stay, consistent, stay on that football field as long as possible. Can't let the defense rest.
How many times have you heard in sports the team that makes the least mistakes will probably win? Well, that could come down to this 7-12 of this quarter and the fourth quarter as well.
Absolutely.
Collazo, I'm not sure if Martez Smith is injured or hurt or sick, but Roberts has done a good job, but he's in the pistol. Now they move him out of it to the left of Collazo. 25-yard line, 1st and 10. And now a whistle and delay of game.
Yep.
Well, you're coming out. That's not good.
That should never happen.
Should never happen.
Should never happen.
Inexcusable. Now move the ball back to the 20, and Mike Jasper will be the first to tell you that. First and 15. The Cats struggled last week. Gave up 52. He got beat. They lead 13-7, but really haven't been sharp today. Collazo drops. Collazo looks. Throws underneath to Roberts. He dropped it. Had it. And it's going to be second down. A little smack talking going on now. They're sideline now. You can see the momentum picking up over there as well.
Yeah.
7:07 left. At the 20, it's going to be second and 15.
That pass really energized that Roosevelt bunch
Sure
over
did.
there. That touchdown.
Well, they seized control of that poor punt. Moved it right in from 35 yards out. Clock arrested at 7:07. Bethel leads 13-7, but that lead in sort of precarious right now. Collazo drops back in the pocket, throws in the fly pattern, trying to hit Dixon down there. And
wow, what a grab.
In coverage, double coverage, and Dixon first and 10, the Cats at the 41-yard line. And what a remarkable catch. A good throw by Collazo, but Dixon on the bottom end of that made that play. Watch this replay.
Threw it to the inside shoulder right there. Dixon does a good job of shielding his body between him and the football and the defender. Collazo, what a dart.
It doesn't get any better than that. Now, that's pretty good coverage.
It was. He's right over top his back, but Dixon's able to pull it down.
The defender came up saying no good, but that's why Dixon is, and Rucker's back in there at quarterback. You've got a Von Rucker back in at quarterback, and moves Roberts to his right. First and 10 now at the 42-yard line. They put Burris in motion, fake it to him. Now Rucker's going to throw it downfield, and that ball is going to be caught. What a catch.
Throw it to my guy.
That is Dixon again at the 1-yard line. First and goal, Bethel.
Offensive coordinator Derek Hubble has called that play 2 times in a row, Dave McCulley.
Well, bottom line is he's a playmaker.
He's the man.
You got to get him the ball.
Absolutely. Hub's right.
First and goal at the 1, and that was a great throw by Rucker and a great catch again. That time he just reached with all of his body and caught it. First and goal. Collazo's back in there. I'm a little surprised Yancey's not back in there running the Wildcat. They put Roberts in the pistol. Now they move him to the left of Collazo. Collazo will give it to Roberts. Roberts hit and dropped back at the 5.
Came right untouched off the,
Sure
I want to
did.
say the right side. I don't know if he came from a blitz. So it's 25. Had to be a safety blitz coming off the edge right there.
Jalen Olikin, their leading tackler, 5'10", 218. Olikin, Olokun. 4-yard line. They say forward progress got him to the 4. So it's second and goal there now. Well, that didn't fool Olikin, did it?
Mm-mm.
He's got a brother on this team as well. Roberts to the right of Collazo. Maybe Dixon time again. Here's Collazo. Looks right, throws right, and incomplete.
Good defense by Roosevelt right there.
That was a great play by Joey Mayhop. Taylor did the receiver. Mayhop, you just don't do it any better than he just did it there. Incomplete.
I wonder if Collazo wanted to throw that ball a little bit higher, just went flat on him.
This is a good Roosevelt football team.
And they're not bad.
I mean, I think when everyone looked at the schedule, no one had heard of Roosevelt,
Right.
formerly Robert Morris. Everyone said, well, that's a win. But it's been anything but that. Remember, they beat number 17 in the country last week, St. Francis, Illinois. They play in that league now with Xavier, St. X in the game.
Yeah.
Olivet Nazarene and others.
Olivet Nazarene comes out and plays Bethel baseball some.
Collazo, incomplete. Threw it out the back of the end zone. So it's fourth and goal. Mike Jasper's going to send Welch out, and he'll attempt the field goal.
How big is this field goal right here?
Mr. Welch is 6 of 7, and the longest is 42. This will be at the 11. It'll be a 21-yard field goal attempt.
Makes it a two-score game.
Lyle the snapper, Johnson the holder, and Welch with the fall error coming through the press box. We'll try to knock it through. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and that kick is good. Johnson did a good job on a low snap. And it's now a 16-7 game as the Cats break out and increase the margin by a little bit. 4:42, but that was a big hole for the kids from Chicago. We're back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Welcome you back to the Hometown Hangout Press Box for Bethel Wildcat football. Wildcats lead this one 16-7 after the Welch field goal at the 4:42 mark of the third quarter puts the Cats up 16-7 over the Roosevelt Lakers.
Fans, again, don't forget, Hometown Hangout tonight, 4:30. They open in a few minutes. Go by there and wear your Bethel purple, and you'll get 10% off. Homecoming next week. It's going to be fun. Always a fun-packed week. I'm not sure football coaches like homecoming that much. Mike's always been one of the guys that sort of embraced it through the years, though. Here's another short kick. They don't call for the fair catch, but he gets it at the 20, trying to get here to the near side, turning the corner at the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, and knocked it out of bounds finally at about the 43-yard line. Was that Gaskins that brought it back? Zero?
Number 0, yep.
City College of San Francisco. He made the trek from San Francisco over to Chicago. And it will be 1st and 10 there. Pretty good return by the young man. A short kick, and you sort of pick your poison. You keep it away from the talented deep returners, and you give them some yards sometimes they're doing that.
You do, but the theory behind that, you kick it high and you give your coverage team time to get down there. The thing is, you got to stay in your lanes.
Yep. 43-yard line. One of the old adages of football, but it's so true, isn't it?
It is.
43-yard line, 1st and 10. Well, they go now with the straight eye under center of the quarterback.
Different look
Budke,
right here.
Yep. They hand it off to Tenner. Tenner, we grabbed him by the shirt and pulled him down for a loss of about a yard or two.
I firmly believe if Roosevelt's going to have any attempt to win this football game, they're going to have to throw the football.
No doubt.
They cannot run the ball against that defensive front for Bethel.
Xavier Keene did a great job penetrating and then getting him by the shirt tail and pulling him down for a yard loss. So it's 2nd and 11. I totally agree, Craig. I mean, they've just really not been able to do anything with the run at all.
They haven't. They've ran pistol. They've run shotgun. Now they've run to an eye and nothing there.
I'm still a little surprised that they're still running it so much. 16-7. Bethel leads the game by 9 with 3:57 left in the third stanza. Bucky puts Tenner down to his left now. Bucky looks, throws it underneath to the bubble screen and dropped. They had the blockers out there, but Bethel had some people in pursuit as well. And it's going to be incomplete, 3rd down and 11.
Try to run that slip screen over there to the outside, and you're right, Dave. Again, second one they've dropped like that probably would have gave some positive yardage, but Bethel had, like you said, 4 or 5 guys over there ready to play it.
Now, I'm an older guy, but you just didn't see that slip screen and bubble screen as much as years past as you do now. Offensive coordinators like that play, don't they?
They do, just because you can get the ball into your playmaker's hands, get people one-on-one.
And people in front of him, yeah. 3rd down to 11. Big play here for the kids from Chicago. As a matter of fact, big play defensively for the Cats. 3 down linemen. Linebackers peering right in there. Bucky drops. Bucky throws. Caught by the tight end. Time he caught it, he's out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Gets a yard lay loss back, plus maybe 1 or more, and that's about it. And it's going to be 4th at about 9.
Okay, so it was 4th down or 3rd down, and we'll call it 11 or 12. Your quarterback never once looked anywhere but to that out route, which was 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. It does you no good. You've got to look downfield and at least take a shot to try to get the 1st down. You got to know your sticks right there.
Yeah, you wonder about that play. Yeah, you should. It's easy for us up here in the Hometown Hangout press box to second guess, but you're exactly right. That's right on target. It's almost a wasted play, isn't it?
It is.
Here's the kick. Bacaro, Gilbert's going to let that thing hit. He's going to try to field it. No, he's got. Oh, it hit him. Did it hit him? I'm not sure. He runs away from it, and the ball's down to the 3-yard line. Gilbert got the guts of a cat burglar. Man, what are you getting so close to that ball for? And it's down to about the 3-yard line. Craig, that thing came within a whisper of hitting him again.
Well, like I said, it's not round. It bounced funny when he was trying to, whatever he was doing. I mean, no reason to even go near it, like you said.
He's so darn talented, but if I'm the special teams coach, and just like that, Dustin Kincaid is walking over at him and saying, look, what are you doing? Get away from the ball. There's Dustin right down there. Looks like he got a haircut, still got the beard. But 16-7. Kincaid's the guy that sends us a lot of information. 2:57 left here, and Bethel's going to be backed up. Colazo will stand in his own end zone on the L to the Wildcats. 2:57, you get a great look at it here on the TV side. They give it to Roberts. Roberts plodding his way literally to the 10. Good play there.
That's a great run right there by Roberts. Right up the gut, smash mouth football. Line comes off, blocks tremendously. Here's a replay, just right off the right side of that offensive line. Boom. Good seal block right there by the linebacker by 51. Picks up a good solid 8 yards, 7 yards.
He had a straight line. It wasn't dancing back there or anything. There, same thing again. This time he moves to about he's real close to the first down. He may have it.
I like the play calling right here by Coach Bright.
Well, he's inches short. 3rd down and less than a yard. Ball just near the 13-yard line. Clock running, 2:15 in the third. 16-7 your score. Bethel leads the game by 9. It's been a war today. A lot of mistakes by both teams.
Now we go to the shotgun.
Move Roberts out of there. Roberts takes the towel and flips it over to the side there. They give it to Roberts again. 3 carries and a first down, Bethel.
I was going to say, if you're Roosevelt, you got to be expecting the same play again.
Yep, got about a yard and a half, 2 yards. Moves up to about near the 15. Well, just to 14. Got a yard that he needed. Second in the game and coming out for Bethel. In there blocking that time was the Nassar. Dixon comes out for a brief rest, which cannot make Derek Hubble happy.
No, because this tells me it's going to be another running play.
He'd like to see them throw it every time to Dixon.
Well, going underneath. Play action right here.
16-7. They stack the receivers here right to our right on your screen there. You get a good shot of it. Collazo, play fake. You called it, Craig. Here he's looking back. Looking, and escapes somehow. He's Houdini.
Wow.
He gives it to Roberts. 20, 25, 30, 35, and finally get Roberts out of bounds. And again, great play by Collazo. His decision-making that time super. Didn't panic, and I'm not sure how he got out of there. Here's the replay of it.
I'm not sure either, but great job by him and his keeping his eyes downfield, shoulders squared, and a great job by his running back. Stayed in there to block, and then he just kind of slips out of there. Went with the flow of the play. He sees his quarterback in trouble. He's going to flow with him, dump it off. Got him.
Yeah, sure did. You see Surratt stay with his block, too. Did a good job there. Collazo drops. Collazo throws. It's caught. And running that ball to midfield to the 45, tiptoeing to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. And that's going to be Burris. Burris is inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Cats. No flags.
No laundry on the field. Great block by Dixon.
That, ladies and gentlemen, a 64-yard Hubble. Is that what you have? 64-yard pass. Burris, he did a great job tight roping the sideline and stayed in bounds. And Collazo, one of the first guys over there, and Dixon with a great block.
Going to be a great replay to watch right here. Extra point pending.
22-7. Lyle, the snapper. Johnson, the holder, and Welch trying to knock it through. Welch has been sensational this year. 34 of 36. Here's the PAT, and that was ugly, but he got through.
It was good.
Doesn't matter. 23-7. The Cats break it open a little bit with 32 seconds left in the third. A big score there for Bethel. We'll come back right after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network. Thursday. Soccer will be back in action Friday. We have football here, homecoming next week. And just around the corner, they're getting the round ball out. Basketball. Coach Nelson, Coach Britt.
Had a scrimmage game today, didn't they?
I think they did. I was not able to go there and see that.
I got a message from Miss Stephanie McClurkin. Of course, I'll be partial this year a little bit. Kyle Reynolds from McKenzie over here.
Yeah.
Stephanie's email or text me and said she got her start today as a freshman.
That's great.
Yeah.
We have Welch kicking it off. Yeah, boy, Hubble's on top of his game today. Here's the kick by Welch. And at about the 12-yard line. Coming out there to the 20, to the 25. And Bethel, pretty good special teams coverage that time. As bringing it back was Cano, number 19, guys. Been a clean game. We've had a little bit of a chicken fighting a couple of times after games, but you have that in every game.
Here's your score of interest, Dave. 6:14 to go in the fourth. Georgia 30, Vanderbilt 20.
My son's at that game, and he works for the Morgan Group, which is a construction firm. Jeremy is a site supervisor for Randy. And Grayson Morgan, number 78, offensive lineman for Vandy. I'm glad to see Vandy hanging in there with him.
They are.
He was tailgating this morning as early as 9 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
I think that was an 11 o'clock game. 1st and 10, the ball at the 31-yard line. Bucky back out there. Play fake. Bethel's secondary, I'm watching it. Boy, they've got him covered like a blanket. Now, as I say that, he finds an open receiver, Calhoun. Cats get on him real quick. Knocked out of bounds by Beasley. Nice play there, but after all of that, he only gets about a yard.
Calhoun sat down at the 45 to get the pass, and then saw his quarterback was in trouble. He actually came back to it inside the 40, and then down to the 35, 34-yard line, 33-yard line.
When Bucky has looked downfield today, or upfield in any case, it looks like it's probably about 9 guys in that secondary. You just hadn't had anything open much. Made a couple of good plays. That's the end of the third quarter. It'll be 2nd and 9 when we come back at the 32-yard line. They're on 32. The Roosevelt Lakers. The Cats lead at 23-7. Back after this 1-minute message on the Bethel Football Network. We were talking about a great job that Josh Key does. I was sharing some Ken Jones stories. Kent and Charlene, two of my favorite people, former PA guy here. A bullet thrown too hard for the tight end that time, unable to catch it.
That was thrown too hard for everybody.
Was Biddle, yep. And it was a bullet, but it was down around his knees, too. That doesn't add up. Well, it's 3rd down and 9. Craig, you feel like if Bethel can stop them here, get another score, this game might be over.
Might be over with. You're exactly right. I'm going to wish a happy birthday. I got a big birthday party blowout I'm going to tonight.
Oh, do you? Whose birthday is it?
Davis Jasper's going to turn this many. She told me this morning in our driveway.
All right. Well, how about that?
So Coach Jasper's looks like he's going to get a big win to go celebrate with a big birthday party for his little girl who's going to turn 4.
That's great. 3rd down and 9. My invitation must have got lost in the mail. Here's the incompletion. Burns was there. Also Beasley there. And incomplete. And the Cats get the biggest stop of this game thus far.
Well, I think Coach Jasper's a little upset because that ball was thrown in the area of about 3 Wildcats who could have picked it and just didn't.
Well, right now, though, he'll be satisfied with this punt. Yep. Picaro will stand back. Eatman and Picaro to kick it. Eatman's got to come out of there. He and Gilbert out there, and Eatman says, okay, and I did a good job earlier.
Yeah.
And Gilbert said, nope, you go on the sidelines, bud.
I won't get one. Looks like we're coming for a block right here.
We've got everybody up there, and they fake it. And running that football and being spun down is Tran. You know, I got to be honest with you. I like the call by Roosevelt because they sense this thing could be over anyway, and they go for the up snap, and Lewis made the stop and saved the day, and it's going to be Bethel's ball. Great field position, leading 23-7. They'll have it at the Roosevelt 34-yard line. I like the call, though, by them.
I did like the call, but with that being said, if I'm the coach staff on that side, you see Bethel crowding that line, looking like they're coming for a block. Might be an opportunity to call timeout, so let's rethink it.
Let's rethink this, yep.
May not work out too well, and it did not.
Because you got just a handful of guys trying to block everybody.
Right.
Well, the Cats will set up shop now. They'll put Bowles, the tight end, just off the line here to the right. Doubles top of the screen, far side left. Hand off to Terrence Roberts. Roberts hit as he hits the 35, and he's going to lose about a yard.
Lose a yard right there. Defense by Roosevelt did a good job stringing it out and coming upfield. Might for a loss.
Oakland made the stop. And also Kenneth Wallace, defensive lineman, 5'11", 260. 2nd down to 11. Cats lead the game 23-7. Home next week. Cumberland University. The Phoenix will come to town. Airtime 12:30. Kickoff at 1. Roberts to the left. Galazzo waiting the snap in the shotgun. Looks left. Throws left. And incomplete. Helmet comes flying off. Surratt lost his helmet.
That was a long throw by Collazo back across the field.
Sure was. Burris did all he could to get to it, but it was just outside his reach. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11. Well, boy, the Cats could put this thing away if they could seize control here, but credit the Lakers are making them work for it.
Yeah, I feel like one more score pretty well, put the nail in the coffin.
23-7.
I think we're knocking on it. Just got to put it away.
Pretty close. Collazo stands back at his 40 in the shotgun. Taylor here to the near side. They look like they're going to fake the blitz. They come with the blitz, and Collazo steps up, recognizes it, and bang. Great throw by Collazo, and Tyler Ball did a great job holding on to it at the 15-yard line. This Bethel offense has some weapons, folks.
They sure do. Let's watch this replay. What a throw by Collazo, and what a way to thread the needle right here.
That's a good bit of blocking, too, picking up that blitz.
That's a great throw and an even better catch going up top and catching that football. What a seed thrown by Collazo.
Because Ball knows he's going to get pounded.
Oh, yeah.
To the left of Collazo is Roberts again. Dixon here to the near side. They threaten the blitz again. He looks to Dixon. Dixon on the slant end pattern. Caught it at the 5, and he's inside the 3, down to the 2-yard line. It's got to be 1st and goal. Dixon is so hard to defend. People scout us, got to know that's coming, but yet they can't stop it.
They can't stop it. That's exactly right. And Collazo was going hurry up right there and couldn't get the right personnel in, gave Roosevelt an opportunity to get set.
Trying to get Neal and Roderick Herman in the game as tight ends. We're going with a power set. There's a lot of beef back there in that backfield. Faulkner is going to be the guy. He's the short-range guy. He has 6 touchdowns, and all of them within just a handful of yards of the 2 tight ends are the lead blockers.
Power out
but
left.
Collazo keeps it, and Collazo dives into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Cats. Yes.
Well, didn't expect that.
Nope, didn't either. I don't think they did either.
I think that's the reason why it worked out so well. Collazo takes it off the left side behind the big left tackle and the right guard of the Wildcats.
29-7 now, and the game's going to be closer than this final score is probably going to indicate. The short field, though, they gave the snafu up on the punt. They went for it, didn't get it. The Cats move in from, 35 yards out. 29-7, and Welch in to attempt the PAT. He's only missed, as we said earlier, he's only missed a couple all year. 29-7, and the kick is up, and it splits the uprights. It's 30-7 Bethel. We're back after this 30-second message on 100.9 WEIO and thefarmradio.com and the Ballgame Blitz and Worthy Road Studios. Lead the game 30-7. Craig Lund, your analysis of what just happened.
Just a great job by Collazo and the Wildcat offense right there. That pass by Collazo to set that touchdown up on the short goal was fantastic. And Wildcat offense starting to take over defense, doing just what they continue to do the first half, just really stymieing that offense of Roosevelt.
Well, no disrespect to the Lakers, but you and I talked about we felt like Bethel was pretty close to blowing the game open a little bit. Here's the kick back to Gaskins. And Gaskins moves up to about the 30, and he's pushed back there. Host of Cats there with him. And on the stop was Rylan Jordan. Also Gabe Gray and others. Jordan, the first guy there. So the special teams has righted the ship here in the second half as well. And Craig, now Bethel's game just to put away.
It is. And defense should go out and just do what they did. Now, curious to see what Roosevelt does. You got to think now. It's wide open. You got to throw the football. You don't have time to run it. If you get back into it, you got to throw the football down the field a little bit and try to get some receivers open and try to make some big chunk plays.
Yeah, that time's over, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely. I mean, it is. It's 12:28 to go into the contest. You're down 23. You got to throw the football.
Well, Coach Williamson's forgot more about football than Oliver, though. Who am I to second guess? But I'm a little surprised they kept and run it stay with the game plan as much as they have.
I agree with that.
Because it certainly hasn't worked. Bethel's D-line has had a lot to do with that. They put some pressure. Now they dunk it over here now to Tenor. It's going to come back. That's a hole back there. At the 40-yard line, he's tackled. And a good play there by Kamari Lewis, but that's going to be a hole back here in the backfield.
You know, in college, that's still a spot foul. I'm going to ask your opinion. High school now, you know, the holding behind the line, it's now from the line of scrimmage.
Sure.
What's your thought on that?
I like it the way the college does it.
I do too.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Play action right here. Quarterback looking to throw. Hold. Yeah, easy call right there.
No doubt about it. That was an easy call.
Well, the way the high school rule sets now, if I'm getting beat 5, 6, 7, 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, I'm going to hold.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm only giving up, 8 yards.
21-yard line, and don't think that coaches don't teach kids that either.
Yeah.
21-yard line, 1st and 20 now after that penalty. Bucky over the middle, almost picked off. Brody Franks pounds.
He knows it too.
He pounds the turf. Brody's a good guy, very beloved guy on the campus.
Brody Franks, 6 foot 230. He needed to be about 6'1" on that one.
Tell you how deep Bethel is. 2 years ago, he was the second leading tackler with 99 tackles.
Wow.
And he didn't even start much this year until just a few games ago. Now he's playing every game. Remember, Bethel's playing this game without their leading tackler, Brian Hughes, who is sitting out this game. 11:56, 30-7. And it will be Bucky. He'll be back. Hughes will be next week. Doubles, far side right.
Blitz for
Bucky.
Franks.
They give the little screen here to Tenor. Tenor beats the first defender, and now he'll move his way to the 25 and be upended at about the 27.
That time, Dave, we blitzed off the right side
Sure
of the
did.
defense. Rare we see that. Here goes the replay. Frank's coming from the right side. Not picked up. Oh, it was a screen play. No wonder not picked up. He didn't want to pick him up.
So it will be the ball at the 27, 3rd down and 3. 72 comes out. I don't have a 72 on my roster. It's picked off, deflected, and Gilbert has it. Gilbert 45, Gilbert 40, Gilbert 35, Gilbert 30. Gilbert knocked down finally at the 22-yard line, and the big lineman there is saved today, Nathaniel Klingman. But not before Gilbert gets a deflection. You'll watch it on the replay if you're watching, and here it is, Craig.
Quarterback just drops back to throw the football. He got a man open. Off his hands, tip drill, Oski. Pick it off. Come on, Gilbert. Come this way. Cuts it back to the inside. Makes a man miss right there. Hangs him up. Then, boom, big lineman takes him down.
So at the 21-yard line, the Cats come up with another interception. They've had their field day with that today. So at the 21, with 11-12 left in the game, Bethel leads the game 30-7. 31-yard return, our statistician Derek Hubble tells us. Terrence Roberts back in that backfield. They put Dixon in motion. Let's see if they go with the jet sweep. No, they counterplay. They come back here to Terrence Roberts, and that didn't fool Jalen Okerlund a bit.
Didn't fool anybody. Good little defensive play right there by the Roosevelt Lakers.
You can see why Okerlund is their leading tackler, can't you? He's talented.
Oh, he is. I'm impressed with that defensive line by Roosevelt.
I think Bethel's warmed down a little bit.
They have.
And some big breaks here for Bethel, and they've made their own breaks to some degree, but this game is going to be closer than the score is going to indicate, I think. It is a loss of about 3. 2nd and 13, the ball back near the 25. Collazo looks. Collazo underneath. Burris caught it, and he's hit hard at about the 20. Ball's forward down about the 19. Tackle there by 35. I don't have a 35 on my roster. Torres, they say, made it.
Oh, sorry.
So it's a gain of 5, so they get the yardage back, Craig. They lost plus a couple, so it's 3rd down and 8 now.
3rd and 8. 2 down territory maybe for the Wildcats.
Bethel came in here averaging 47. I think I said in the pregame 5th. They're actually 3rd in the nation. They were number 1 until last week. Roberts. Let's keep him back there to block for Collazo. Yep, they do. He picks up the blitz and he throws downfield. Dixon again.
Dixon, touchdown.
A leaping catch by Dixon. The guy is sensational, no doubt about it. A superstar. And Collazo, another bullet. Boy, they read each other well, don't they?
They sure do. Dixon again, great grab by Dixon. And Collazo puts the ball right on the money. Dixon pulls it down at the 9:44 mark of the 4th quarter. And the Cats put another on the board.
That capping off How long was that drive, guys? We'll go back and check it in a minute. Lyle, the snapper, Johnson, the holder, and Welch again attempting a PAT to try to make it a 30-point game. 9:44 left here. The Lakers thought that one of the guys had jumped off side. He threw his hands up there, and they didn't call it. PAT's good.
He walked all the way across into the neutral zone. They walked back, and the official said, "No, we're not going to call that. Just kick it."
It's a 30-point game, guys. Let's let it go. They take the flag. The referee's got the flag out. I think he's going to say, "Well, they got back," and then Bethel would have. I don't know what would happen. 9:44. Who knows? 37-7. The Cats by 30. Back up to this 30 on the Bethel Football Network. Conversation with Derek Hubble here, the hometown hangout press box. Hubble would think they need to throw it to Dixon before the other team gets off the bus at the 25-yard line. It's not a bad idea, to be honest with him. Jacob Biddle, the tight end, catches it, and fair catch it at about the 25-yard line. You talked about the rules in college and high school. Craig, do you like the now, and I know why they did it, and you know why they did it, but do you like the fair catch now call on the kickoffs? Do you like that rule?
In college?
Yeah,
I do not. No.
I don't like it either.
I mean, if we're going to do that, let's just spot the ball at the 20 and be done with it.
I think they did it of injuries and those kind of things, I guess, but I don't like it. 25-yard line, 1st and 10. That's a great point you brought up about, high school, though. If you get caught in the backfield and you're holding, coaches are teaching that. I don't like that. Well, it's two receivers here on the near side. 37-7, Bethel's broke the game open. Incomplete. Trying to throw to 12 that time, trying to throw to Nixon. This game was a 6-0 game. Then it was a 13-0 game. Instead of going, or 6-0 game, instead of going for the field goal, there they looked like they weren't going to. Then they did, and then Bethel blocked it, took it 98 yards, and the game has changed ever since. And remember, they made a big mistake early in the third quarter.
Sure did. Special teams can flip a ball game quickly, and that's what has happened today here in this one.
2nd down and 10, and the momentum has just kept building and building and building. Now to 9:39 left in the game. Bucky back there. Bucky wants to throw. Bucky looking. Bucky throwing. Incomplete. Threw that into the Bethel bench. Brody Franks with great pressure on the quarterback. Bucky made him throw it too early.
Brody Franks got taken out of the play. Then he gets up and just nails the quarterback as he throws it.
There's Rowdy in the crowd. Look at Rowdy working the crowd.
Hubble should be wearing that outfit.
No, Hubble's. I don't know that Hubble. You never were Claus, were you? He was Claus. Why did I ask? 3rd down and 10. You know the most famous Claus we ever had? Devontae. Remember Devontae? He fell out of the truck one day with the outfit on. Here is Bucky. Bucky. Pass complete, but we got a flag. Claire thought it hit the ground. I couldn't tell.
I think they're going to get Bethel for a sideline, maybe.
We shouldn't talk about Claus, a former mascot, falling out of the truck because all the kids know that the mascots are real mascots. Yep. No pass interference. The ball was behind the line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 4th and 10, and the punting unit will come out, and pretty well the kids from Chicago are conceding at this time.
Well, you talk about Hubble's getting all his gear. I mean, just add the Claus outfit to the gear closet.
Well, the funny thing about when Claus was a mascot, he got lost a couple of years ago. Remember that, Austin? They had a complete search party campus-wide for him, and I'm not sure where they found him, but they found him. He was still alive.
And all Claus bulletin went out.
And then after that, Claus was no longer Rowdy came in. Here's the kick, the punt. And Eatman was gathered in, and I'm not sure with a 30-point lead you want to do that, son, but you didn't. Got away with it, and they'll tackle him at the 31-yard line.
If I'm Kincaid, I'm having a serious discussion during the film work with the mob receivers.
I am too, and my punt returners.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Special teams returners. Yeah.
37-7. Feel like the game's in pretty good shape, but you don't want to give them anything cheap with field position.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you and let's be honest about it, if you're Bethel, you don't want to hold it. You want to hold them.
Sure.
You want that score to look as bad as it can for those voters.
Absolutely. Bethel 12th in the nation. The thing about being number 12, you say, well, no one in the top 5 or 6 are losing, but a lot of these teams now begin to play each other.
That's right.
In that top 10. Someone's going to lose. Roberts is tackling the backfield, and nothing there at all.
Who does Georgetown have left?
I'll have to look and see. They play Lindsay still.
So again, that Lindsay game here is massive.
Really is. We need Georgetown, though, to lose twice. Yep. But the game and I'll tell you, Faulkner is not the Faulkner of old, but it's on the road. It's tough. Cumberland, you'll have to be ready to play them next week.
Right.
And just got to take care of business right now and not look ahead to Lindsay to some degree. And that's tough to do. Colazzo double clutches, now throws, little floater incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't keep emphasizing that Lindsey Wilson game, but just assuming we take care of business, you would think we're favored in all three, even the two road games.
Right. You've got Cumberland and Faulkner, Campbellsville. In Campbellsville here, most people have chalked that up as a win. At Campbellsville, most people have chalked that up as a win. They have a great quarterback, and they're playing good football right now. New coach.
Right. 1:30 kick.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1:30 Eastern time, or will that be?
That's Eastern time. Central time is 1:30. Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah. I always get Lindsay and Austin went to Lindsay. I always get Lindsay and Campbellsville, that Eastern time zone thing, mixed up with them. I don't know why they're not in the same time zone. Here's Burrs. Great catch at midfield. Again. That ball thrown behind him a little bit. It was a dart, but Burrs just comes up with a circus catch. This core of receivers for Bethel, pretty special.
They're unbelievable. And Colazzo, again, makes a nice little throw there, and good job by Burris in between 3 defenders.
Craig, you were here to watch Bethel football before. This is my 13th year, but there's been great receivers here, but I don't know that Bethel's ever had a core of receivers as good as this group.
I can't think of a group of receivers.
For example, Secker's a good receiver, and he doesn't even get the ball anymore.
Yeah.
1st and 10, the ball just over midfield at the 49-yard line. They continue to come with that blitz, and Bethel picks it up. Burrs has it again, 45. Good tackle there. Nice shoestring tackle by Jarlin Edwards. Or he gets more. He's still going to get about 6. 2nd and 4.
Brought the blitz, and Colazzo throws right through it.
7:20. Read about the game tonight at BethelAthletics.com. Over the weekend, read about the cross-country teams. Hen hit Coach Kilburn. 2nd down and 4. Kilburn hadn't woke up yet. Our guys got in about 12 midnight. Austin got right up, was here this morning. I got up, was here before anyone, and Kilburn hadn't woke up. He's watching Duke football. Here's the handoff to Roberts. We talked about our running attack and their running attack. Ours hadn't been great, but well, I'll tell you one thing. Old Roberts Terrence has run the ball hard today, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he picked up 1 right there, makes it 3rd down and 3 for the Cats. But you're right. But that just doing that little bit of running sets up that throw by Colazzo, that passing game. You got to be able to run the football effectively to set up your pass.
Tight ends, Neal and Herman come back in. Burris goes out. Taylor comes out. So Bethel in the short yardage goes with the beef.
Bobs, big old boys.
Yeah, 2 up backs with Roberts behind them. And Colazzo gets up under center. Colazzo. Play clock down to 1. Barely got it underway. And here's Roberts. Roberts shakes off a couple people, but he's not going to get the first down.
It'll be short.
It'll be 4th about a yard. Maybe actually about 2 yards. Yeah, sure he's only got a yard.
So decision time for Coach Jasper.
We've got a Laker down.
And I'm sure Coach Jasper didn't want that. He wanted to let that clock roll down before he kicked it away right here.
Sure did. 4th down and 2. There's a little prayer for the Laker that's wounded down there. Hopefully he'll be all right. We'll take a quick 30. This is Bethel football. Stay with us. Liking the Duke. How can you like Tennessee and Duke in the same guy, same breath? You can't do that. Yeah, I'm telling you. 4th down and 2. Well, Greg, Coach Jasper, I would imagine we'll just punt this thing away and put the defense back out there. They've done a great job. The game pretty well out of doubt now, 37-7.
I'm kind of worried about this Roosevelt player. They're taking an extraordinary amount of time now.
Yeah, when you see our trainers go out too, that's
Dr. Melton's out there as well.
Yeah, okay. Does a great job, and the team doctor for as long as I've been here for a while. Well, anyway.
Dr. Melton replaced my son, or put a rod in my son's leg when he's
in
junior high school.
She's a really good one. 4th down and 2, and they get him up. That's a good sign. They get him up.
Saw last night, and I want to say maybe it was Loretto, may be wrong. I saw on social media airlifted. Yeah, there was a player airlifted last night, Loretto high school game.
Our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
And not to be political, but our thoughts and prayers with all the folks in the Middle East.
Absolutely.
Been glued to this TV here a couple of times at night watching that, and just tragic situations over there. Let's just keep those folks in your prayers. Well, it's 4th down and 2 from the ball from the 41. 5:51 all that remains in the game. Bethel will run their record to 6-1. This is a non-conference game. And the kids from Chicago, from Roosevelt, will fall to 4-3. Haven't looked at their schedule, but they'll win some more games. But they're in that tough league. I'm telling you, St. X. I've been there and done that. Coach Freeze's last year at Lambeth, they took us to the woodshed. We had a great team. Colazzo's up in the center. Bethel's going to go for it, and he falls forward, and I think he has it to the 41-yard line.
I think it's going to be close, Dave.
Bethel will get it, I think. And, yep, they're saying move the chains, and they'll move the chains.
He ain't moved them yet.
Well, I thought the official told them to move them, but
right foot, left foot, Dave. Here we go.
It is.
Now that there, I think the white cap just spotted him.
He just said, yep, that's it.
Yep, there it is.
He didn't get it by a lot, though. Made the length of a football is about it.
Interesting call right there by Jasper. But, you know, that call right there may pay off somewhere down the road.
Sure.
Work on things right here.
Kenny Williams in the game wearing 17 there on your screen, and you folks listening on the radio. Tom Yalber, our producing director, does a great job. Here's Colazzo, hands it off to Roberts. Roberts trying to sweep left, cuts it back inside, and will scramble his way down to about the 34. Going to pick up about 5. Second 5. Now, Bethel, if you score, that's okay, but you just grind out a couple first downs, this thing's over.
You wouldn't think Roosevelt will call any timeouts to stop the clock. Got a long drive ahead of them.
Sure do. What, 6 hours, 5.5? Second down, that's a boring drive too, isn't it?
It is.
Second down and 5. It can't be any more boring, though, that St. Louis to Kansas City. That's the most boring drive in the history of mankind. And the Cats just draining the clock. Play clock down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Second down and 5. Colazzo gives it to the belly of Roberts. Roberts was a nice cut. So he moves back inside to the 30. And we stop there. It's going to be about a yard short, 3rd and 1. Traveling mercies for the Lakers. They had some fans down here in the green down to our right. They were in the game for a long time, 13-0 at the break. 6-0 with seconds left in the half. I was talking to Christy Chappell, Brad's lovely wife, and his son. I was talking to them down at halftime. I'll tell you about that in a minute. 3rd down and a yard. Colazzo will plunge for it, I would think, for this one, too. And the big line would just push him forward for the first down.
No doubt about that one.
And it's going to be 1st and 10, the Cats at the 29-yard line. But I was telling Christy, I said, well, you're not going to want to hear this, but when the guy was at the 10, I said, is this shades of Alabama and Auburn? She said, someone tried to say that to Brad, and Brad said, don't get near me. Don't say that. Because they're Alabama fans.
Big Alabama fans.
One of the greatest calls of all time by the radio announcer for Auburn, who was right after that, not long after that, killed in a car accident, he and his wife.
Yeah.
37-7. Of course, I talked to Reagan Freeze earlier this week, Hugh's daughter. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. You don't call Hugh directly. You go through layers. But I did talk to Reagan. Here's Roberts. Roberts.
Oh, if he bounces it outside.
Move to the 28. Yeah, if he does.
He's scoring.
Yeah, he sure does. Now we got a little hanky-panky going on. Second down and 9, and
well, that's got everybody fired up.
it does. I'm not sure why. Because they're real close to the action other than us.
Yeah.
But the Bethel bench is doing all the hollering.
Mm-hmm.
Georgetown was doing that last week, waving the towels with it. Bethel says, okay, let's do it. Nelson Lewis down there leading the cheers.
Hopeful said that might be the tennis kids. Coach, go down there and take care of them.
Well, Hubble says, I'm not sure what they're saying. It's not Rudy. 37-7. Here's a handoff to Roberts. Roberts student body left, and he'll turn the corner and dive his way. Keeps on his feet.
Still on his feet.
He's out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Nice play. Boy, Terrence has run the ball hard.
Really had
Harvey on the tackle.
Had nowhere to go. He just turns up, keeps his feet churning, like you said, Dave, and was able to break a couple of tackles and picks up another big first down for the Cats.
I still remember the line by the radio announcer. I'm not sure what they're saying down there. And he said, no, I picked it up now. There was an article in the paper that week. You know, Rudy had been at St. X when I was up there.
Yeah.
He'd been up there speaking. It's first down and 10, the ball at the 18-yard line. Rudy Rudiker.
Faulkner into the backfield for the Cats.
Yep, Mitchell Faulkner. And it's Faulkner's going to get the handoff, and Faulkner's going to run that ball to the 15, and he's going to plow his way down to about the 12. Craig, if you watch that movie, Rudy, I'm not sure if you know this or not. Some people do, some people don't. If you notice Rudy's mom and dad in the crowd, movie, Rudy's right behind them. He's in this brown coat.
I think
it's actually Rudy Rudiker back there.
I think I've seen that somewhere.
A cameo
before.
appearance,
right?
Yeah. Second down and 4.
Well, Friday Night Lights, the real Booby Miles.
Yeah, Booby Miles.
He's in that scene. We're in the locker room where
I've heard that. Yes.
Coach is talking to him.
Wasn't that a great movie?
It was.
The series was even better. I thought.
It was,
yeah.
absolutely.
My wife and I was glued to that, and she's not a big football fan. Here's the handoff to Faulkner again. Faulkner a big hole. Faulkner will move inside the 10. Faulkner on his feet. Faulkner will not be denied. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cats!
Exclamation mark put on this contest for the Wildcats.
And Craig, that was from 13 yards out. We'll get the official score from our statistician, Mr. Hubble. 43-7. The ball game, though, blowout now, but it certainly wasn't that way for a long time, was it?
I'll say 3 quarters in, it's closer. This last quarter and a half, Wildcats really flexing their muscles.
And my hat's off to Bethel. On the day of adversity, they've come right back, bouncing back from a loss, and I'll say my hat's off, helmet off to Roosevelt as well. They're a pretty good football team. 43-7, Bethel blowing them out right now. Welch again attempting a PAT with 36 seconds. And it's up. It is good. 44-7 Bethel. We'll take a break. Be back after this 30. This is Bethel Football on the Bethel Football Network.
Out for Bethel Wildcat football. Home team handing out press box for Bethel Wildcat football. Wildcats tack another one on. 44-7 to lead the Roosevelt Lakers here in Wildcat Stadium. 36 seconds to go in this contest. Going to be kicking off for the Wildcats, number 35, Andrew Welch.
And my day started off really well today. I appreciate my SID crowd and staff. Nice little gift card they brought me today. Appreciate that. Here's the kick, bobble around a little bit. Now picked up finally by Gaskins. And Gaskins they'll have a scrub. If there's ever a scrub, this is one right here. It's sort of going in circles.
We're now playing Australian rules football.
Yeah, exactly what it looked like. I couldn't think of what I wanted to say, and you stole it right there, 36-yard line. That's an ugly game, isn't it?
It is.
23-yard line, or 23 seconds left, I should say.
My wife and I are big Friends watchers, and there's an episode where they play Australian football.
I think I've seen that one, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's all Ted Lasso needs now.
Oh, my gosh.
In soccer. 36-yard line, 1st and 10. A series that's so stupid it's good. 44-7, 23 seconds left. A lot of those sitcoms are that way.
They are. Hubble says, I'm out. Y'all got this.
Hubble says, I'm gone. He's going to a wedding, actually. Here's the handoff. Not his, by the way. It will be David Willis. Did you see Austin's cut his eyes over at me? And the ball will be at the... Oh, folks, it's 44-7. Excuse me.
That's going to be it, Dave.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think they will either. And this happy final, Bethel pulls away from a 6-0 lead right before the half. They get a punt return block and a return of 98 yards, and they go on to win the game 44-7. We'll take a 2-minute break. Be back with the postgame. Coach Jasper, stats, scoring analysis, and scoring recap. Stay with us. This is Bethel football.
To the hometown hangout press box, your final. The Wildcats win this one 44-7 over the Roosevelt Lakers. Game started out kind of nip and tuck, back and forth, defensive battles. Finally, the Wildcats late in the second, third quarter pulls away and really starts flexing their offensive muscle over the Roosevelt Lakers. Really wore down that Roosevelt Lakers defense late in the ball game there, Dave.
Well, they certainly did. 6-0 in the ball game, and then the last play of the first half, it was the Cats returning a 98-yard blocked field goal attempt. And they brought it back, and Lewis had set that thing up. And Eatman brought it all the way back, 98 yards to our left, and the Cats went on to lead 13-0. Remember, Craig, at the 7:19 mark of the third quarter, Roosevelt scored to make it 13-7. We had a ball game in our hands. Bethel came right back with a field goal, and then it was Collazo, Burris, then Collazo and Dixon back-to-back, and the Cats win going away.
Just really blew it. I'm just looking at the scoring summaries. Like you said, Dave, 0-6, 0-12, 0-13, 6-13, 7-13, 7-16. Then the avalanche starts, 7-22, 7-23, 7-29, 7-30, 36, 37, 43, 44. And what we talked about earlier from Georgetown last week, how our defense stayed on the field against Georgetown's offense, the Bethel offense kept that Roosevelt defense on the field way too long, really wore them down, and just really flexed their muscles going down the stretch there.
No doubt about it. You've got the scoring recap. You mind going over that for us?
Got it. First quarter, first period, 4:06 mark. Collazo 2, J.D. Dixon for 30 yards, made the score 0-6. Wildcats. Extra point was no good. At the 7:19 mark, Carson Burke Pass complete to Kiana Tixon for 10 yards at the Bethel for the Roosevelt touchdown, made it 13-6. Kick was good by Baccaro. Welch field goal attempt, 21 good at the 4:42 mark, 16-7. Bethel led. Joaquin Collazo, his pass was complete to Vontae Burris for 64 yards with 32 seconds to go at the end of the third quarter, made the score 22-7. It's all Wildcats from here on out. At the 12:37 mark of the fourth quarter, a 1-yard rushing touchdown by Joaquin Collazo made it 29-7. Welch's kick was good. 9:44 mark, Joaquin Collazo's pass complete to J.D. Dixon for 19 yards for another score, 36-7. Kick by Welch was good. Mitchell Faulkner's rush for 13 yards was for a touchdown was good, made it 43-7 to end the ball game with Welch's kick. 44-7 was your final as the Wildcats defeat Roosevelt. Here's some final game statistics. First downs, Roosevelt had 7. Bethel Wildcats 25. Rushes, 20 attempts by Roosevelt for 13 yards, while the Wildcats had 38 attempts for 76 yards. Passing yards, 84. Quarterback was 12 of 28. Bethel, 406 yards in the air throwing the football, 24 of 36. 1 INT by Collazo. Total offensive plays, Roosevelt ran 48 for 97 total yards. Bethel ran 74 offensive plays for 482 yards of offense for the Wildcats. Punt returns, 0 for Roosevelt, 2 for 41 for the Wildcats. Kickoff returns, 7 and 119 Roosevelt, 2 for 32 for the Wildcats. Interception returns, 3 for 31 against the Cats, 1 0 for Roosevelt. Third down efficiency, 53.3%. Wildcats, 8 of 15. 3 of 12, 25% for Roosevelt. Fourth down efficiency, 50% for the Cats, 50% for Roosevelt. Red zone scores, 2 chances for Roosevelt, 1 score, and then for the Cats, 4 or 5 in the red zone. So, Dave, second half, their offense really took off and really, I don't have my first quarter stat or first half stats, but 482 yards on 74 plays for the Bethel offense really blew it open the second half. At halftime, Wildcats were sitting at 35 offensive plays for 192 yards. So they double up pretty much offensive plays, but really, offensively in the second half really blew it open with the offensive play by the Cats. Unbelievable. Yeah,
it really was. 25 first downs to 7, as you mentioned earlier. Bethel fought the penalties a little bit today, 9 of 105, but certainly enough firepower to win this thing. 3 interceptions and some big plays in that second half, and the Cats win it going away 44-7. Let's take another 2-minute break. We'll be back. Post-game comments from Coach Mike Jasper and more coming up after this. 2-minute message on the countdown to kickoff came earlier, and this is the post-game show. Back after this. Stay with us, everybody. Now press box, Dave McCulley along with Craig Lund. The happy score here. The Cats win it 44-7. Big hello to Carson Dunn and Christy Stevenson. Carson says, is Mr. Dave a Duke fan? Carson. Please.
You just cursed him out.
You take that D and the E off, and you got UK, baby. That's it.
That's a good one.
Your thoughts about this one, Craig? The Cats 6-0 right before the half. They get the big play to end the half. Mike Jasper called that play, by the way. It was shades of Auburn and Alabama, but it was a big momentum turner. And then you look back, and it was 13-0. They score, make it 13-7. We got a game, but then the Cats begin to put it on and put it together and win the ball game going away.
Again, I think our defense played exceptionally well, shutting down their run. And really, when they had to throw the football, the secondary backed it up on the back end, really didn't let them get anything complete. And then, like I said, we kept that defense out on the field. The offense was just clicking in the second half. Collazo just really had a lot of time to throw the football, really picked apart the secondary of the Roosevelt Lakers offense or defense, and really a complete game. Yardage, it doesn't lie, 400-something yards in offense, and most of that coming in the second half. Solid performance in the second half by the
interceptions today by Carter, Gilbert, and Lewis, and then you wind up with 482 yards, only 97. Your defense holds someone under 100 yards, you're going to win almost every time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Craig, great job, buddy.
Appreciate it, Dave.
All right, good luck to your balls, by the way.
Thanks, sir.
Craig Lund with us. Good to have him back from being out in Oklahoma last week. Good to have him back. He comes back and watches the Cats turn it on in the second half. They win the ball game going away 44-7. Here as the Cats run their record now to 6-1. This is a non-conference game, and they beat a pretty good Roosevelt team. This final score is not indicative. With 7 minutes left, we mentioned earlier, 7 minutes left in the third, folks. This is a 13-7 game at the 7:19 mark. Bethel put it together, though, and they win the ball game 44-7. And joining us is Coach Mike Jasper. And, Mike, congratulations on another great win. And it didn't come easy, though, did it, brother?
No, sir. Yeah, that's a great ball club there. And good luck to Coach Williamson and the Roosevelt Ball Club moving on to the GLIAC next year. So,
when you first gave me the schedule back, I guess last year in the spring, you look at Roosevelt, you don't realize they've been Robert Morris, but I did my research, and they put 3 schools together to make Roosevelt University, but this was certainly not a gimme win in the long run, and you look at what they did last week to St. Francis, Illinois, number 17 in the country, and they're receiving votes, but they'll win some ball games, and they gave us all we wanted.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, Coach Williamson has a great program. He started that program at Robert Morris.
Sure did.
Has them rolling, man. They were 7-4 ball club last year, and just excited to get some a good quality opponent out of conference to come down here and play us.
Coach, you held them to, I looked back at my first half stats. I'm not sure what I did with those, but you held them to like 38 yards in the first half. Defense was Johnny on the spot today.
Yeah, we needed them in the first half. They kept us in the ball game as they've done before, but Cortez Eatman getting that big score for us, getting us on the board in pay dirt there. But, man, hats off to our defense. Coach Springer's always got a phenomenal game plan. Those guys kept us in it.
Collazo and Dixon, what do I need to say about those guys? Pretty special combo, aren't they?
Man, it's beautiful, man. It was good to see them get clicking again. Last week, I don't know what was going on, but we kind of went on the same page. But this second half, they were really locked in, man, and it really started with JD's blocking. He had a completely unselfish game in the first half, was blocking, and then was able to get going through the air.
Coach, they tried to establish that running game, and you just wouldn't have any part of it, would you?
No, that's something that we pride ourselves on, is being able to run the football and being able to stop the run.
No doubt about it. Special teams, some snafus in the first half, but I thought they played a really good second half for you.
Yeah, they came through, and we got to get some things cleaned up, but they came out and finished the game for us there.
Terrence Roberts really worked hard today. Didn't get a ton of yards, but the guy really gave you a great effort today, didn't he?
Man, he's a dynamic player, and it really energized our team to have him back and rolling. So very excited for him, and he's a great leader, great young man, great father. Can't say enough great things about him.
Mike, feeling things out in that first half a little bit, you tried to cross them up a little bit. You took Collazo out, you brought Rucker in, you brought Yancey in.
Yeah, we wanted to be able to try to get some more things going in the run game. Like I said, we pride ourselves on being able to stop the run and being able to run the ball. So we wanted to do some different things than what we've shown, and had a good game plan there for us, and we'll hope to continue to build on it.
We talked about Dixon, 150 yards, the all-time leading receiver in yardage in Bethel history, and only a sophomore, but a big game for Burris. He had 8 catches for 141 yards today.
Man, Avant is a phenomenal player. He's from back home in Nashville. And he's very dynamic, and I get it with JD on the roster, and then now we got JT as well on the other side. He kind of gets overshadowed.
Sure.
But he is a phenomenal player in his own right, and he showed it again today.
Had 2 touchdowns called back today.
Yeah, they're killing me. And an interception for a touchdown, we had the challenge there. But, we just got to clean things up. We got to be able to finish our blocks without grabbing on.
One play that Craig and I didn't understand, we get a penalty down here. and then they moved the ball all the way. The flag was at the 45. They moved the ball. Did they call another flag down on this end?
No, they didn't. My explanation from the official was it was in the act of the kick. So when that happens, then it goes from where the kick was received.
Yeah, Javante Carter had a big game for you defensively. We were jumping back and forth with offense, defense, but Carter really played well today.
Yeah, man, he's a great young athlete, man. I'm excited about him.
Second leading tackler was Darian Lewis. You play without Hughes. We'll get him back next week. But, altogether this bunch bonded up. And, I said we're a lot better team than what we played last week against that 247-yard run against Georgetown that they had on us. But this defense takes a lot of pride in knocking people down at that line of scrimmage, don't they? Good pursuit, a lot of penetration in the backfield today.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to reestablish the line of scrimmage on every play. And today we were able to put that on showcase.
One thing I want you to do, though, I want you to tell Coach Kincaid, to tell Gilbert not to let that ball get so close to him sometimes on these punts. Scares me.
Trust me, I'm saying the same thing. Yeah.
I figured you would. Well, I understand we got a birthday party tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, my baby girl, she's turning 3, so I'm excited. We're going to go celebrate Davis for a little bit here.
Thank goodness that kid looks just like her mother. But all right, congratulations, Mike. And it doesn't get any easier at Cumberland University. I know they haven't been to Cumberland University as of late that they've been in the past, but they'll come in here loaded for bear, and they'll want to knock us off, and it'll be a tough game homecoming next week.
It's always a tough game going against Tim Mathis and those Phoenix. I'm used to them being the Bulldogs.
Sure, yeah.
But the Cumberland Phoenix rolling into town, and they've won some big games this year too, so they're kind of rolling, so I'm excited for the test.
By the way, Tommy Bryant sent me a nice article. I'm sure you've seen it in the Wilson Post. Nice article about you in the Hall of Fame.
Love Tommy. I've known Tommy since my middle and high school days.
He's been a great friend of mine for a long time. You've known him longer than I have, but a great friend of yours truly as well. Let me say, homecoming next week. Don't forget it. Friday night, the activities there in the Crisp Arena, and Brad Chappell's going to MC that. But congratulations again on the Hall of Fame. You and several other people going in, and be a big weekend for you personally and also professionally. Congratulations.
Man, I appreciate it, Dave.
Thanks, Mike.
Take care.
The Cats win this thing 44-7. It's going to wrap it up for us, for my entire SID team. For Craig Lund, I'm Diamond Dave McCulley. We've been broadcasting today from don't forget to go by the Hometown Hangout, and that's they open at 4:30. You wear your purple, you get 10% off at the Hometown Hangout. We appreciate their help today as well. For Paul Schultz and all the gang from the Ball Game Blitz and Weather Road Studios, I'm Diamond Dave McCulley from Bethel. The happy score of 44-7. So long, everybody.
The Ball Game Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabillys, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. Ball Game Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.